wonderful world. So a ham sandwich, cheddar cheese on it, and hi there! Welcome to Mid-Dice Crisis.
We're not going to keep bribing you, Justin. Stop.
That's okay. We are a bunch of middle-aged people living their best D&D life, whether you like it or not. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Nothing. You're just gonna keep watching us. You're gonna subscribe. You're gonna like. You're gonna share. You got me? Okay. Love you.
Click on the link
And that's our
in
show.
the description.
Yeah. And that's our show for the day. Have a good night. Anyway. No, seriously. Welcome to Mid-Dice Crisis. I have to do that to get it out of my system. We are in the middle of battle, but before we get to that, do we have anything that we'd like to say before?
Yes, Mongo's no longer allowed to make jokes ever again.
It's true.
Very true.
He made one before the airing of this. It was like a 45-minute joke with the shortest punchline ever.
And that's now canon, so you can't do it ever again.
It's true. It's true.
Mongo will be doing a TikTok of that and putting it on our
No.
on our page. So
We
everyone
want
can
followers,
hear the
Eddie.
show.
We want
3
followers.
And if we actually reach 1,000 followers on TikTok, I've been thinking about this. I'm gonna give away a free King's Nut dice bag and an extra little present. Just on TikTok. I haven't got onto YouTube just yet.
For our 1,000th, subscriber, which we got a little time, I will even throw in a special gift.
There you go.
Something from my own personal collection worth a pretty penny.
Fancy.
Yeah.
How many subscribers we got on YouTube right now? 20 something?
30 something.
30 something. All right, so if we reach 100 on YouTube, I'll also give away a dice bag.
There you go.
And remember, folks, the King's nuts. You will get them. They're savory, and you can stick them in your mouth when you see Eddie Black at Eddie's Odds and Ends. Just don't actually stick them in your mouth. They are not nuts.
I learned
All right,
my
let's
lesson.
go. Let's fight things.
We are in the middle of battle because you guys were in a little cave recouping from the same night actually. And you got up early in the morning to find that there were people, and they all went to a shelter at the nearest garrison, leaving behind just a couple of the townsfolk that seem to have survived. The townsfolk consisted of one lizard folk and one almost Karen-like individual. I think she was called Karen by Haskar. But she turned out to be a demon in disguise, as you heard the drum beats of this demonic monstrosity. And you fought a bunch of these hound-like things, but a couple of you noticed that they had tatters of clothing on them, recognizable from townsfolk.
They were once people.
They were once people. And while you were fighting, you got a visitation from a plea from Riona from some vampires that she met earlier.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So in the midst of battle, with radiance and godliness from Torsten, just slamming of Haskar, ripping and shredding of Scrack, some interesting comments from Rusty, and and some giant red panda bear action from Riona. We were down to, I believe, 2 of those last things, the drummer and no, it was 1 of the hound-like creatures. 2 hellhounds and a drummer are left after the vampires arrived.
Oh, we had 1 slug left too. The one with the armor on him.
That's the one I was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Okay. And we will pick up where we left off with Mr. Mongo Cross's character, Torsten the Viking. What you gonna do, Torsten?
How far away is the drummer? Like, is everybody within, say, a 30-foot
The drum
radius?
was charmed, so he is still a ways away.
Wasn't he on the other side of the wall too?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So he's on the other side of the wall. Cool. Then I'm going to draw within myself and just squeeze out, just let the cuts on my chest just bleed profusely, and then I'm going to use channel divinity, and I'm going to use radiance of the dawn.
Oh, okay.
Oh, bye vampires.
Well, so I throw out my shield, presenting my holy symbol, and any magical darkness around it is dispatched. But each hostile creature within 30 feet must make a Constitution saving throw, DC 15.
All right, let's get that started.
Keyword being hostile.
And is it hostile towards you? Or
Yes, it's
The spellcaster, I'm sure.
yeah, hostile towards me.
All right, DC what?
DC 15 for a Constitution
Okay,
saving throw.
gotta fail, save, fail, save.
Okay, those that did,
that was more than I counted earlier.
so the ones that save get half damage.
Okay.
The ones that fail get full damage, and it's all god damage.
Damage.
17 points of god damage to everybody.
I'll make it a sticker. It's all god damage.
I think that's what that joke was earlier too.
So 17 to any hostile people.
Got it.
And if I see the vampires burst into flame,
So as you begin radiating this force from you, you do see as one of the really misshapen humanoid hounds that had not previously been dealt with by the others burst into flames and crackle and start curling in on itself, screaming the whole way. It is the sound of the demon with an undertone of a child's voice.
I knew he was going to do that. Knew it.
Hey guys, we have freed a child from demonic slavery. There you go.
right? Sure.
You also see the 2 hellhounds catch fire, and they suffer their damage. You do see as one of the vampires who is holding the torn asunder body of one of the creatures. He begins to radiate, and smoke starts coming off of his shirtless physique, like Terminator style steam off of the naked flesh. And he begins to have bubbles form on his chest, and he hisses his teeth out, and he backs up a little bit away from Torsten. Is that your go?
That's gonna be, I believe so. Anybody hurting?
I think Riona
No.
is.
Not badly.
I'm not horrible, but this is the first time I've been hurt in a couple sessions, so we'll see how it plays out.
Bonus
I'm a-
action healing word for 8 points.
Is that a touch or a just a? Because
No,
healing. Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm standing right next to you, so
No, you're not. Red Panda, I moved out of the way to squish the thing down on the spike. I'm at the closest point of the wall. Yeah, where I split. Yeah, where I split
right.
the thing in half. I'm
That's
nowhere
right.
near anybody.
yeah, but it's not touch though.
Okay, just making sure, because if anything, I think I'm closest to
60
female
feet.
vampire. Okay.
All right.
I
If
can
that's
healing
good-
word you from a distance, lady.
I'm sorry, I wanted you to touch me. Got it.
Wow. Okay. All right. Next up will be Max. Max, who is nearby Torsten, kind of looks at you. He's sweating profusely. He is down on his hand and knees, and he fails his saving throw. You see him try to sit up and reach out, and then he falls forward and collapses.
Oh, no.
Next up would be Haskar, though.
What?
That's it.
For Max, yes, he's face down in the dirt.
That's not good. Okay. So the one simp bring whatever, the one with the armor that I hit with my
Something
hammer.
nugget, yeah.
I'm gonna throw my hammer at that one first.
All right.
See if it hits. Does an 11 hit?
11 does not hit.
Because a
8
natural
for
one.
13.
Hammer comes back, and I'm going to turn around and hit the what do you call it? The flying dog, demon dog that
Mhm.
landed right next to me.
Hellhound.
Yeah, that I had tuned up already.
Yep.
Does a 22 hit?
22 hits.
All right. So it takes 12 points of damage from the hammer. And hold on. So another 13 points of damage from being tuned up.
All right. Okay, there you go.
No, my barbarian is going to hit the simpering thing.
Oh, I forgot about your barbarian.
I shouldn't do that. You're probably gonna make me suffer for that.
It's the one in the pink scarf.
Yep.
No, that's my
Bard.
what do you call it? Bard. 14 hit.
Yes, 14 hits.
Okay. For 8 points of damage.
All right.
And I'm taking 19 hits
It does.
for another 7 points of damage.
All right. So you do see for the first time ever, really, as one of Haskar's Echo Knights cleaves a bad guy in twain. Actually did a good job. Yay, Echo.
I laugh at him and go, yeah, buddy.
As the blood spatters on him, it causes 1 point.
That was messed up.
And poof, he's gone now. No, so the simpering maggot is dead. It's the one that had some recognizable clothing. You have 2 hellhounds and a drummer to deal with that you know of. That you go?
Yep, that's my
All
go.
right. Scrack, you're up.
All right. How far away from the drummer am I?
You're about 40 feet.
All right.
You have to go around a wall and then to it.
All right. I'm going to take off.
All right.
Let's see. Yeah, if I dash to it, it uses up all my actions.
Mhm.
So, all right. I'm just gonna take off for the drummer.
Okay.
I've got a 35 feet speed, so I won't be quite there.
All right.
Unless you say I can. I've got a 5-foot reach on my attacks, so I can cover the distance and then attack. I can do that.
If it's within 5 feet, yeah.
Yep. All right. So I'm gonna race towards the drummer, and then I'm going to give
Aren't
him
you
once
still
more.
ginormous?
Oh, that's true. I am ginormous,
Oh,
so I probably can't cover the distance. Even
Yeah,
more
you are
easily.
enlarged. I think that added to your movement as well.
Yeah. All right. So I'm there. I'm attacking.
You are engorged.
Does a 15 hit?
15 does not hit.
Do you have anything to hit to hit? Any?
He gets advantage on strength actions and strength saves. So if this is a strength attack,
I will say
Non-attacks.
I will
Okay.
say this though, it is a charmed creature, so it is not
Okay.
currently doing anything. It is just
Alright.
standing there. So I would say you'd probably have advantage.
Oh.
And
Well,
you
my
get a-
second attack. I mean, my second attack, I rolled a 25. Or so.
yeah,
So that's gonna hit.
he gets an extra D4 to damage.
So there's 9 plus 1, 10 points of damage.
9 plus 1 is 10 points of damage. Good job.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, basic math.
Yay! I
Hey.
can do basic math.
And
Hold
it's
on a
no
second.
longer restrained.
Roll
It
your
is
first
no
hit.
longer restrained. It is fully aware of what's going on now. As you hit it, the nails rake across its front. Just gouts of blood come out, and it looks down at itself like it's waking up from a dream. Looks at you, smiles really big with these big tusky teeth. And we will go to Rusty's turn.
Well, crap.
Do that action on your own time. We're in
That's
the
a
middle
free
of fight.
action.
I
in
don't
my
know. That's a
case.
free
Thank you.
action. You can do that whenever.
He's
So
wearing his brown pants.
Yeah.
I
sure.
always wear my brown pants. Where are the vampires?
So the vampires, hey, say the vampires, one is standing on top of the wall. Another one is down near Riona, clutching the separate body of what it ripped in half the rest of the way.
So they are
Uh,
in very different directions.
Yes, they are in different areas. We're gonna try to catch them all at once.
I was gonna try and do something.
Got an area effect. I would say
Cone.
cone.
Yeah.
From where you're located, you can probably hit at least 2 of them.
You know what? I will take that. Let's do Rhymes Binding Ice. So that's a DC 15 con save.
All right.
With one of them being next to me, would I be stuck in the cone?
Most likely.
Both of them fail.
Okay. So they are both stuck in ice and they take. There it goes. 13 points of cold damage. Ignore the second roll.
Ignore the second roll. All right.
And
Riona,
Is
you're going
Riona-
to need to roll for that too.
Constitution. $13.
that's a fail.
So how
You
much
also need-
damage?
13 points of cold damage, and you are bound in ice too. They can take an action during their turn to break the ice.
Okay. Is that a strength roll?
I will tell you if my D&D Beyond will work. It's
Come on, D&D.
currently frozen,
I know we're not sponsored by you, though it would be nice.
so I'll get back to you real quick.
Thank you. All right. If that's your go, Riona, you are up.
So I'm now stuck in ice next to a vampire.
Just got a chunk of ice next to a vampire.
Awesome. Max is face down in the ground, presumably dead. I don't know. I wasn't expecting to be stuck in ice for my turn.
Ain't he a Dickens?
He's just the best.
Gordon, what was that spell?
Rhymes binding ice. It just says takes an action to break it.
Okay.
I mean, it's just an action. Can my action be to break the ice, flipping off Rusty as I run towards Max?
In your pantiform. Oh, you're not in your pantiform anymore.
No, I was bleeding from the hellhound, and then
Yep.
Torsten healed it, and now I'm in pain from ice.
Yeah, as you try to move, it takes a second or two. You start hearing the cracks, and finally it begins loosening up, and you fall forward a little bit.
Hitting my staff on it.
Mhm.
I saved you from the vampires.
Vampires are friends. I called them here. Leave them alone. And I run towards Max.
All right.
And bonus action, if it helps him in any way, healing word. And I'm not going to touch him with my healing word, but I'm going to visualize the fire in my hand and the heat, and I'm going to feel it burning in my hand, and I'm going to just put as much effort into healing him as possible. I guess it's like, I want to, even if it comes from me, I want to draw from my health and give it to him.
Okay. All
So
right.
I'm thinking, take my health points, give it to Max. I need him to heal.
All right, roll for it.
Okay, so for healing word, I don't have to roll. It's just that. What would you like me to roll?
No, if you don't have to roll for it.
Yeah,
roll.
it's just that, and then it's that was my last first level spell, because I wasted a lot of spells this morning healing people. I wonder that was necessary. So that would be 2 + 5 for 7 hit points.
Okay. All right. 7
Not
hit
rolling.
points. All right, is that your
And
go?
I'm kneeling. I'm kneeling by him, and if kind of just shielding him from everything in case anything tries to attack him. He's safe behind me.
All right.
And
All
I
right.
did yell out to everyone, the vampires are friends. And I called them.
You did. All right, the monsters are up now. Let's see. The Hordador is going to attack Scrack first. Scrack does a 16 still hit.
No. Ha! I sneer at your 16.
Let's see. It does have multi-attack, so that does not hit. That does not hit. Man, I'm rolling low. Apparently he was very caught off guard by being enthralled by someone, and as he swipes at you with his skeletal drumsticks, he misses 4 times and
Wow.
looks very upset. I rolled super low on all those, even with the bonus. Yeah, super low. Next to the Hellhound, does an 18 hit for Haskar? Because I believe you're still in the vicinity of them.
No, it doesn't.
An 18 does not?
It's not.
Okay. And that definitely does not hit. Next Hellhound. That does not hit. You know what? It's going to move out of Haskar's range if you want to make a attack of opportunity.
I'm going to sentinel it, so if I hit, it doesn't go anywhere.
Make sure you read that.
It's what it says. Sentinel stops movement.
Okay.
Does a 14 hit?
14 on a Hellhound does not hit.
Okay, so I missed.
Okay. Right. It's going to move Riona. Riona, you are kneeling down next to a prone old man, so this Hellhound's going after you. Does a 17 hit?
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So it's going to try to get you with that. So just like last time, you are going to take a 21 piercing damage, 5 fire damage, and 4 necrotic.
30. I am hurt very bad now. I'm also, I have to roll concentration to see if Scrack stays enlarged because it's a concentration spell. It
Roll
has to
for it.
be half of the damage, right, guys?
I believe so.
Yeah, so if it was 30 total, I have to get 15 or higher for my con save.
Right.
So Scrack, I got a 9. You're no longer enlarged.
Okay.
I
So
dropped
as you stand in
concentration.
front of the Hordador, you're like,
All right.
You're still pretty big, but you're just not.
You're still
You don't
big,
get the D4 extra, and you don't have
Yeah.
extra to everything else.
Yeah. I gotcha.
You still got the
You're
2
still the
extra
biggest
AC
owl
though.
bear that we've seen.
You got
What's that? Do I still have? What's that? The extra AC I still have?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
still
you-
have the
that's-
extra AC though.
That's
Okay.
his shield. You just
Gotcha.
you're not big. You don't get advantage on strength saves, and
Yeah.
you don't get the D4.
so
Wah.
with that, a vampire that Rusty had encased in ice is also the one I'm assuming that Torsten had burned a little bit. He was making an aggressive action and definitely was burned by Torsten. So he's going to go after Rusty after breaking out. He runs up to Rusty, and right before he can get up to you, since he did his action to break out, he looks you deep in the eyes, and he will cast Charm.
Oh, oh.
Okay.
Make a wisdom saving throw, please.
With advantage for being a gnome.
It's true.
So that is, stop it, a 17 plus 6.
Oh, yeah, that definitely. He looks at you and reaches out his hand. It's like, "Come, my new thrall, feed your master." And you're like,
Master. Sorry.
"Master, I'm thinking after." Sorry. Anyway. All right. Torsten, you are up.
I see the okay, so now there's a hellhound attacking Riona and Max.
Correct.
Okay. So I'm going to turn and so I'm going to use Scorching Ray at 3rd level.
Okay.
And I'm going to do 2 bolts at the hellhound. Pew pew.
Pew pew.
1 at the vampire that just attacked Rusty.
Okay.
And 1 at the hellhound, or 1 at the drummer boy that's attacking Scrack. It's 120-foot range. So
Are you going to move to where you can see Drummer Boy?
oh, I guess I would have to move, huh? Well, I'll
Okay.
just hit the hellhound that's in front of Haskar then.
All right.
Hitting all the bad guys in sight. I'm just hitting the first one twice.
Okay.
26.
Yep.
A 14.
Yeah.
And then for the vampire, a 19.
I'm sorry, the 14 does not hit. AC is 16.
Okay.
But
So
yeah, the
1
other
hit on the
is-
first one, 19 on the vampire.
Yes.
Okay. And then 23 on the hellhound in front of Haskar.
Okay.
So rolling damage for the one by me and Riona is going to be 8 points of fire damage. The 10 points to the vampire fire damage.
They are weak to fire.
You say last I checked, vampires don't like fire. And then 5 to the one in front of Haskar.
Okay. All right. As you light them up, big boy, they don't sound too thrilled with you, but now they are on fire, correct?
Yes.
And is that every round until they put themselves out?
No, it's
Not on
not
that
a
one?
continuous one. No.
Okay. Making sure. I wanted to be sure about that.
It's a scorching ray, not a burning.
Thank you. Thank you for that. All right. So that you go.
Bonus action healing word on my boy Max at 2nd level. And that's going to be 6 hit points.
6 hit points back. Okay. All right. Next up will be Max. He does manage to put a hand underneath him as he starts to pick himself up a little bit. Though the ground is mostly frozen, there are still aspects of dirt and forest debris just on his face. He looks around for a second, and he is going to nat 20 on his attack.
I'm gonna take credit for that being a good shield for him.
I
He,
kid
he
you
has a
not, I
chance
just
to look
rolled-
around.
I kid you not, I just rolled 2 nat 20s in a row.
Yep, I'm a human shield. I'm a good shield for him. He's like, let me
All
let me concentrate.
All right. So as he looks around, he sees this hellhound bearing down on himself and Riona. He just clutches his hand into the ground. You can see one of his fingernails peel back as he's trying to dig in, and you see the rock swirl around as it sucks in the legs of the hellhound, and then you see stone begin forming over the body of this beast. And if I roll, not bad. So as he does this, encasement is what he calls this spell. Encasement gets over the creature's body until it's just a solid shell, and then you hear from inside a screaming yelp, and then silence as spikes, you can't see unfortunately, spikes dig in to the creature itself, holding it in place. Yeah.
I need to learn that spell.
And it is Haskar's turn.
All right, so that was right behind me, so I was seeing it get all in case. So I'm just going to concentrate on the hound by me and hit it again, hopefully, and get back my action button. Sorry. 22, I'm taking the hits. The hellhound.
What was it?
22
Yes.
for 8 points of damage and another 6 plus 12 points of damage from the vibration.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw my hammer at the vampire attacking Rusty. So I'm right here, but I'm attacking this hellhound. Where's that vampire at? Where is Rusty? Like this way from me, or which way?
So Rusty would be back towards the falls, I believe.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn around, fling my hammer at the vampire that's attacking Rusty. Now, would I have flanking on that? Because I'd be directly behind it, throwing the hammer at him.
I'd say so, yeah.
Just asking, just want to make sure.
You have a person here, bad guy, you, yeah.
Okay. Why aren't you rolling? Oh, that's fine. A natural 20.
Woo!
Nice.
So the damage, and he needs to make a DC of 15 con, or he starts vibrating.
Rolled a nat 19 minus the modifiers.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to action surge and do it all over again.
Do it again, big boy.
First one on the dog. 19 hit.
Yep.
All right. Takes 11 points of damage from the hammer and another 18 points of damage from the vibration.
Nice.
And throwing it at the vampire again with advantage. Does a 16 hit?
16 hits.
Okay, but it doesn't, he doesn't have to save because it didn't roll over 19.
Right.
And he takes 9 more points of damage.
9 points of damage. All right. Done.
Oh, where's my barbarian at in conjunction to the vampire attacking Rusty?
He's in the same place he was earlier.
So within 30 feet though, because he was over by this.
Yeah, I'd say within.
All right, I'm going to have him move over to the vampire, and I'm going to use a second incantation, unleash incantation, and have that one have him attack the vampire.
Excellent.
25 hit
25 definitely hits.
for 12 points of damage.
Okay.
And 20 hit, dirty 20
Dirty 20 hits.
for another 7 points of damage.
Awesome.
And now I'm done.
Does an 18 hit your echo?
Yes.
Okay. He's gonna use his reaction because he didn't like that. He does a backslash kind of with his claws.
Okay.
And
Yep.
so I don't even have to roll because
No, it's just 1 point damage instead.
so
And
looks so confused at first.
I snigger going, that's going to be a lot worse.
All right. Next up is Mr. Scrack.
Yeah. All right. How's the drummer looking?
Drummer is looking fine.
Not for long.
He has over 100 hit points. So
I crit with a 19.
nice.
Ooh. All right. So that will be 2d8 plus 4. So that's I rolled a 6 there, and I need another d8. All right. So that's 8 points of damage on my first attack.
Okay.
And does a 16 hit?
A 16 does hit.
All
That's
right.
its AC.
And another 10 points of damage.
All right.
Rah! Rah!
Carving out chunks of this drummer boy.
Yeah.
All right. Is that your go?
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand over this guy and just totally wail on him.
Okay. So as you do that, it is Rusty's turn. Go, Rusty. Go, Rusty. You're
Stop
muted,
being
buddy.
muted. Doing his best Brian impression.
Exactly. Sorry, kids, I want to look this vampire directly in the eyes that's trying to charm me and say, run, run as fast as you can, and cast Dissonant Whispers on him. So he needs to make a Wisdom 15 saving throw.
Not 17.
Okay. Well, we're both not doing much to each other, so. But that is a warlock spell. So as I say that, snow begins to blow in circles around me. I am lightly obscured, and my armor is raised.
Nice. That you go.
That is me.
Riona, you're up.
Bloody on the ground. I stand still using my legs to shield Max. And I say, was it Vera? Right? Her name? Female vampire. Oh my god, where's my notes? I don't want to look at my notes.
That's fine. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna yell at her and say, call him off. And I point towards the other vampire that's next to Rusty.
Okay.
And pointing at him, I'm going to attempt to cast Hold Person because he's technically a humanoid.
He is.
So it's a wisdom saving throw of 16. Just stop hurting my gnome.
You know what? I'm gonna look at. Let's take a look and see if vampires are humanoids or if they are otherwise.
They are, I think.
Actually, while we're doing that, he takes half of 9 damage because I misread the spell.
Oh, okay.
Half of 9 psychic.
We'll say 5.
Because I think it's because he's humanoid. I have Hold Monster, but I'm not gonna waste
Medium
a third level
undead.
spell on that.
He is not considered humanoid. He is undead.
Is it humanoid just like
Shape?
the shape? Yeah.
Well, I
Because
think
like with
that-
monster, it's anything. It wouldn't be just monstrous.
See, the thing I'm looking at says
Mhm.
medium undead, but does not say that's not humanoid. You know what? I bow to the logic. He was once human, so
That's my logic. It's humanoid, so
And it's a medium?
yeah.
So I
Vamp-
can talk to the dead.
he looks huge to you. Your crutch level. So yeah, but I mean, even if he does, it's wisdom save of 16 if he can make it. I mean,
16.
God knows he's probably wiser than I am, even though I'm pretty wise.
He is not. He's actually the one that rolled up to be just a jerk. Yeah, fails.
Okay, well, he so I cast that. That's my last second level spell. He's paralyzed, and at the end of his turn, he can make a wisdom saving throw to break free, but it'll be the end of his turn. So it'll go to the next person. And I'm looking at her like, call him off. Just staring at her. That's it. Staying and shielding Max.
Okay. All right. Now it's back to the monsters. Scrack, as you see this thing in front of you, he raises his 2 grotesquely shaped arms with his spinal column and skull drumsticks. And as he's smiling at you, he doesn't come down at you. He just begins to beat his drum very loudly in a fast pace. And as he does so, his teeth and tusks, as he grins, just tear into the face a little bit, causing that ichor to come out. As he does so, you hear more in the background.
And screw this guy.
Riona.
Yes.
Oh no, never mind. Not you.
I'll say just
Haskar.
wait.
Askar.
Yes.
The one that's near you, the hellhound that's near you, is going to miss its first and second attack. It's pretty hurt, so it's limping around, but it's not giving up.
Okay.
As it's trying to move around you, it tries its 2 attacks, misses you, but it's going to use its legendary action. Oh, nice. 17 hit.
No.
Dang. All right. Fine. Mr. AC. As it's missing you, it tries to put its front legs on top of you and raises its back legs off the ground in a jump and tries to rake down your body. As you push back, its claws find no purchase. And now Rusty the vampire that is confronting you He does not act like any of the cold is bothering him. No frozen jokes. But he just starts to saunter back a little bit with a smile, and his eyes glow red. And he points at you. We'll
Isn't he paralyzed because I held him?
He got attacked by Rusty.
Well, Rusty went and then I held him.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So at the end of his turn, he could roll to get broken free.
Uh-huh. Which is a 17.
16 wisdom. 16 wisdom.
So
if he beats it, then he's unfrozen.
So now he looks at you, red eyes.
Mhm.
We'll continue this. As he saunters back.
Just saying, no, Rusty. Don't even think about it. Just let him go.
As the female of the vampires drops off the wall, she runs up to you, Riona, and says, look, this is all fun and games for us, but I think more are on the way. Meet us where we were.
Just bleeding out. Yep. Mhm.
I'm not even gonna make an icky attack or anything on that. So all right, Thorsten, you are up.
How bad off are you, Eddie?
Between Rusty hitting me with ice and then getting a basically total of 30 damage from that hellhound, I'm at 15 hit points.
Wow. All right, but you're right next to me because I've been standing over Max this whole time. Okay. So I turn around and I grab both sides of your face and I say, stay with Max, stalwart defender. And I cast a healing word at second level, or not healing word, but cure wounds at second level. Do I have it? Yeah, okay. And that's going to be 14 points healed. And then I will use my movement speed to go and assist Scrack.
All right.
Or just start running towards to help Scrack out.
Speaking of,
Welcome aboard.
it's your turn, Scrax.
My turn?
After I'm sorry, no,
No, not
Max's
after.
turn.
No, it's Max and then
Sorry.
Haskar.
I was looking at the order wrong. My apologies.
So wrong.
So wrong. All right. Max. Yeah, he's not doing well. So, Haskar, you are up.
Okay. I'm going to hit the one that's right next to me again.
Okay. The one that just tried to vault off of you using its claws.
Yep, 24 hit.
It does.
And he's going to take another 10 points of damage and DC save 15 con.
All right. Nope, does not make it.
Okay. And 25 hits.
It does.
For 15 more points of damage.
15?
Yep.
All right. It's looking pretty bad.
Bonus action, going to call another echo over by Scrack. And it's going to be I can't remember, Life Domain Cleric.
Nice. All right.
So Scrack, you see all of a sudden appears close to you, as close as 30 feet can get. This glowing white version of me kind of looks kind of pious and looks at the demon going, and flips him off.
Because we all know Haskar would make such a great cleric.
You know what? Haskar's a kind, caring soul. You all have them just misrepresented.
We misrepresented you. Okay.
Is the demon thing
Our
next to
fault.
alive?
Our fault. Got it. All right. Now it's Scrack's turn.
No, it's correct.
Objection,
All right.
hearsay.
Oh, wait, no, Scrack actually. Oh no, that's right. Sorry, mixed up.
Yeah, no, I'm after you. And little drummer boy, can I try to I'm gonna try to screw up his drum. Can I?
That is a part of him.
It's yeah. I want to try to puncture the drum if I
Okay.
can with my claws.
Tear the face off the drum.
Yeah. So
For those who don't know and haven't seen the pictures, there is a face on the drum that is growing out of this grotesque creature.
mhm. All right. Does a 22 hit?
Slightly.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. So I want to try to puncture that face. I want to try to puncture that drum face.
All right.
I don't know if there's any way that I can. So I forgot to add my rage bonus last time. So it's I do 11 points of damage.
Okay.
Now with that first attack.
All right. I will adjust.
Did he? All right. So, is there any kind of reaction to the drum portion of him, or
So what was the damage to the drum? The 11?
the 11?
Okay. So as you rip across with your talons, your claws, your bare fingies, you just rip into it. One of the eyes pops out and it tears a gory chunk out of the face. The face itself screams out in agony, which causes the more bipedal version to scream out as well. The drum does stop for a second.
All right. And then I'm going to do a second attack. Is it 18 hits, I assume?
Yes.
All right. And we're going to go for 6, 7, 8. 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Nice.
All right.
Scrack! Rusty, you're up.
Okay, so I apologize. Is there one of those maggots left beside us, or hounds, or?
There was a hound that Haskar's been beaten on.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
A pew for you.
First attack is a 15.
Okay. For the hound, I
The
believe
hound.
it's a 16. No, does not hit.
Okay, we will try that again with a second attack. That's a nat 20.
Woo!
I assume that hits.
I assume so.
Okay, not bad. 13 points of force damage.
Nice. So as you rock the head of this creature, its neck, and as it tries to turn it back, it cracks again, staggers a little bit. And Haskar, can you make a dexterity roll for me?
Sure.
Thank you.
10.
10. It falls upon you.
I look at Rusty going, seriously, is my kill. And as it falls on me, I flick you off as it falls on me.
Taking
is,
89 points of damage.
Is Himbo Vampire still within eyesight?
The Himbo Vampire is a ways since on his turn, and they turn. No, they are still there. They're leaving.
Yeah,
though.
I just want to like make eye contact with him.
Okay. His back is to you, and somehow or another, he just raises
He
his
knows.
finger high without even turning around. All right. After Rusty's go, it is the injured Riona.
I'm healed a little better, but I'm still pretty hurt.
Yeah.
I don't really have a lot left here because I spent all my first levels healing people.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna hold my staff and cast Shillelagh as my bonus action and hold my action for anything that comes near me and Max.
All right. What is your action?
Whacking anything that comes near us. Because I have Shillelagh on now, so it's a little harder. to
Physical
hit.
assault. That's what we live
Yes.
for in this world.
I'm
All
just
right.
holding it.
Monsters are up. As the eye is bleeding and the mouth is screaming, the two mouths are screaming. The Hordador is going to try to hit Scrack. Oh, that is not right. Hang on 1 second. I'd switch dice for a second. Scrack does a 17 hit.
No,
17 doesn't hit. Man.
no,
All right. All right. That's fine. That's fine.
I'm all magicked up and everything.
That's a nat 20 though.
Warding flare.
All right. Yeah.
So you roll at disadvantage.
I hate you.
Ha 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 ha.
All right, then that 20 drops to a 17,
Nope.
10,
Nope.
17. Man, none of them hit.
Ah,
All right, fine, fine. He's just gonna keep on drumming. Ow, ow,
Yeah.
ow, ow.
the drums still work.
Drum still works. But he is the last monster. Torsten, you are up.
I'm still moving to get side by side with Scrack. Well,
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm definitely within range to cast Guiding Bolt. At the big nasty.
I had to think about how many rounds had passed. Go ahead.
Son of a Hinkle Snocker.
Language.
10.
10 does not hit.
That did not hit. No, that's okay. I was throwing curses at him anyway.
So as he beats his meat even harder, Scrack in front of him, taking it on all of his glory. Max. Still down. Haskar. You're muted.
Bonus action teleport with my echo. So I'm going to be on the
Yep.
other side of the fence, other side of the gate, next to Scrack. And look at the big guy going, "Ooh, you're ugly." Hit him.
So now your cleric is underneath the Hellhound?
Yeah.
That's
I'm
funny.
taking a 12 misses.
It does.
How about a 27
27 hits.
for 13 points of damage and DC 15 con?
Rolled a 7
Dong.
as he begins to vibrate.
That is my turn.
Wait, the drum vibrates? The devil, you say?
This whole bean vibrates.
Yeah, his whole being, not just his bean.
Yep.
If his bean vibrated, this would be a very different type of channel. Anyway, what? No comments? Wow.
If you want that kind of content, let us know and we'd be happy to oblige.
Well, hold on.
In the comments below. Scrack doesn't read them.
Wait
All right.
just a minute.
Hang on. All right. There you go.
Yep.
All right. Followed by Scrack. You do see this thing that's just pounding on its drum and screaming after it's been hit a couple of times. And now you hear this ringing coming from him. This
Mhm.
almost a sound like a tuning fork coming from this entity.
All right.
Without going against or without limiting you, I'm going to allow you to make a perception check if you like.
All right. Yeah, I'll give that a go.
Sure.
And all right, 20.
20. The sounds of baying are much closer.
Hmm.
We need to shut this guy up.
Yeah, we gotta. All right. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna attack and grapple him
All right, you do that.
and try to smother him to keep him from hitting his drum. 18.
18 hits.
Yeah. So, all right. So he's grappled,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully he can't hit his drum. Like that's what I'm.
I will say you do your famous Scrack owlbear hug,
Yeah.
clamping down his arms to his sides.
Mm-hmm.
If he is grappled, he is grappled.
All right. And then I'm gonna bite him with my beak.
All right.
And does a 15 hit?
Does not.
No.
But he is grappled, so you
All
have
right.
advantage.
Oh, that's true. I have advantage. All right, so that's a 22. So that would hit. And I do 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage.
Yeah.
All right.
And he's grappled.
All right. All right. As he is grappled and taking some Scrack damage, Rusty, you are up.
So grappled is the same as restrained, yes?
Yes.
Mhm.
So I'd have an advantage on Eldritch Blast.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a 21 to hit
21 hits.
for 6 force. And 25 to hit.
25 definitely hits.
Or another 9. 9 this time.
9.
15 points damage. He's got to be not feeling great.
He's not feeling the greatest, no. You are opening up well springs of this gross dark ichor type substance.
And that's my go.
Okay.
It's going to be hell to clean out of my fur.
Right. Like you ever do that anyway. He who makes nests in people's entrails.
Yeah. It's totally fair.
Riona, you're up.
I would like to assist Max in standing. Like, because
Okay.
he's on the ground, I would like to help him up and be walking him backwards into the cave with the waterfall,
All
keeping
right.
my, like, anything in front of us.
For a second there, I thought you were going to do a I would like to rage, and I was like, yes! The classic barbarian! But-
No barbarian. Nah.
Fine.
No, I'd like to lift him and
Yeah.
be walking him backwards into the cave,
Okay.
and just that way he's safe in the cave and so am I. And once he's in there, I just think to myself, you could have stayed and helped and just stay with Max inside the cave.
Are you thinking you could have stayed and helped at Max or at
No.
the vampires?
To the vampires.
Okay.
It's saying you could have stayed and helped. Would have helped your case.
All right.
Yeah.
So as you are leaving the battle, the monster is up. You all begin to hear the rasping barking of more of these hellhounds coming this way. A few of you, even with your passive perception, can hear a insectoid-like fluttering of wings as it gets nearer and nearer to you.
Get in the cave. Get in the cave. Get in the cave.
We have to
How's that?
dispatch this guy quick and
Yeah.
get
He's
inside.
he's summoning all of this crap.
Scrack,
Hmm.
as you are holding this creature down,
Mhm.
trying to keep it from drumming more, it has already summoned them to your location. They are
Mhm.
just en route.
Yeah.
I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw of a 16, please.
Oh crap. I rolled a 19.
19.
20.
Nice. As you don't see the creature's jaw move,
Mhm.
but it's oddly bulbous eyes look directly into you and glow red, and you hear the words in your mind, "Release me, friend." You manage to not release him. You do not let go. And it is now Torsten's turn.
I'm going to cast Sacred Flame.
Okay.
God damage on his head.
Yeah.
It's actually a dexterity saving throw of 15.
But
Which
he's grappled, so what is that?
Yeah.
Disadvantage? Or
Well, he has disadvantage. So I got an 18 and a 19.
oh fuck you.
I like the way
I'm
he was
making these on my attacks, unfortunately.
it's like radiant bolt from the sky right there on a face.
All right.
And
Well,
yet miss.
half damage.
missed.
How much damage anyway?
Uh
Because dex save would be half damage, right?
That's a
Yeah,
cantrip, right?
No, yeah, it's a cantrip. There's no damage.
Oh.
So a spotlight opens up and you feel like you're on display now.
Mhm. Everybody's staring.
Well, it's
Everybody's
a quick flash. Blam.
all right. There you go, Mr. Torsten.
Yeah, I tried a nice coup de grace, but hey,
Mhm.
what are you gonna do?
Paskar, you're up.
Not muted anymore. I am going to concentrate my strikes on the drum portion of this thing.
Okay.
So
They've already been called. Just kill it.
Yeah, just kill this guy. Screw this guy.
dirty 20 hit,
Yeah.
14 points of damage from the hammer, and 13 points of damage from the vibration,
Okay.
and
Looking real rough.
13 misses. I'm taking it.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to have that ends my attack, but I'm going to have my Echo heal Riona and Rusty, and
I'm not in sight. I'm outside. I'm actually in the waterfall.
actually
So-
this one it's not within sight. Oh, actually it is.
Yeah.
So did you actually move the full distance to the waterfall?
I picked him up and we went into the waterfall. Like
Yeah.
we're in the
Yeah.
cave.
She picked up Max.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
I can
kind
see my guy can see Torsten and Gordon, right?
Yes.
Yes.
He is going to cast Prayer of Healing at 4th level.
That takes a 10 minutes.
Oh, then in that case, he is going to cast Cure Wounds at 4th level.
That fits a little better. Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually I'm going to do it on Rusty. For
Well,
20
sadly, cure wounds is touch. The only one you can do is healing words.
next to him though. Well, no, he's under demon.
Yeah, he's under a demon.
All right. I'm gonna have my. I'm not gonna can't do anything with it.
You are nearby.
I'm going to
I'm
have
gonna,
my
but
he'll get out from underneath the demon and
but
basically work towards me because he has 15 more feet of movement. So I'm gonna have him work towards me.
All right. That you go.
Damn demon. That I think we'll do it.
All right. So as I said, he's looking pretty rough. Scrack,
Mhm.
you want to bring us home?
Oh yeah. I just freaking face off. I get advantage on him, right?
You do.
Yeah, advantage on the roll. All right, 18.
18 hits.
F this guy. 13 points of damage.
Let's not do that. But yes, 13 points of damage. As Scrack begins to crush down with his owlbear strength, you can see it's starting to burst in areas, veins begin to swell, and Scrack bites down and rips off a chunk of his face, and it's and the thing falls, and almost immediately it begins to turn to ash.
Let's get out of here.
Where are we going?
I
More stuff.
I grab Rusty so that he can keep up with me. I grab Rusty and I come bursting inside the waterfall. We got to get out of here now.
What he said.
That's my job. I'm supposed to hold him as I'm holding Max.
Like, yeah, Scrack, grab Max. Let's get out of here.
Come on me.
Okay.
Phrasing.
What do I want to do? What do I
Scracker
want to
on the other side of the wall.
do? Okay. Pause for 2 seconds here. We got Scrack, me,
Yeah.
Max, Torsten, Rusty, Hasgar. There's 6 of us. I can turn into a red panda and carry Max. Torsten can hold Rusty. Scrack, can you hold Hasgar?
Sure.
I mean, I'm thinking short people can't run as fast, right?
Yeah,
You have 25,
Wow.
you have 25.
I've got 35.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have, I would only have 30, but as a red panda, I have 35. And I don't think Max can really keep up with any of us, so.
While being carried, is it possible to cast a ritual spell?
I've seen some DMs say no because you're being jostled around, but yeah, I'd allow a ritual spell as long as you're able to have your hands free or whatever.
I begin. I asked Torsten for piggyback,
Upsies.
Yeah, I just throw you on my shoulders.
and I
Alright.
begin casting Phantom Steed.
I am
It's gonna be
going,
cast.
I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace, not knowing it, just thinking in my head, we gotta stay hidden, we gotta stay hidden. So I cast Pass Without a Trace, last of my 3rd level spells, guys. I'm screwed now. And then I use my last wild shape.
Okay.
And I'm not turning into a giant red panda. I'm gonna be a red panda that's completely white. Going completely against everything in my grain, but I need to be a completely white panda so that I can blend in with the environment.
A pink panda now.
Watch out. But I'm still red panda. It's just I'm an albino panda. So
Albino red panda.
yeah. And I have Max on my back.
Still
and
the
I
big
leave the
floofy
cave.
tail, though, right?
Oh yeah, super floofy. Everything, but it's just white floof.
Got it. So as you're running forward and you begin to wild shape, what little vegetation is still alive from the hardy winter vegetation, you see just dry completely up as you wild shape, and you now have Pass Without a Trace.
So everyone
Plus 10
around
for-
has a plus 10.
Yeah.
Because we're all near each other. You guys all get plus 10 to your stealth as we're running and stealthing away.
Awesome.
Because we want to be as quiet as possible.
All right. So we're going to run the opposite direction. We're going to run the direction we were originally going when leaving the town. Yeah.
We're heading towards the
Yes.
fort, basically.
Yeah.
But we don't want to go to the fort. We were
No.
headed towards the
Orbs.
Yeah.
But we need to find a new place to hide and talk now that demons are coming. So we're just taking off again and gonna hopefully try to find somewhere to hide like we did when we left the town.
To the north was the fort.
Mhm.
Riona, you walked somewhat back towards the town originally, which is where you found the vampires.
Yes.
The orbs are east. Which direction are you guys going?
East.
East.
East. Yeah.
So no vampires, no fort.
No vampires, no fort.
We don't have time, and she didn't stay and help, so I'm cutting my ties. I gotta go, guys. I gotta keep Max alive.
We're burning out. Let's do it.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's the version of DM1. Screw you guys, I'm going home.
So we're all running easterly direction because that's the last time Max told us it was east.
Yeah, Max is conscious, but he is not able to do much.
He's on my back. His only goal is with his 3 fingers is to hold on as best he can.
Just hang on, buddy.
Bleeding hand. Yeah.
I'm gonna do my best to keep him there, like
If I
tails
remember
up.
correctly- yeah, if I remember correctly, he is now missing a fingernail and one of his fingers is broken.
So basically, my tail is on my back holding him there.
This is a weird red panda. Okay, cool.
I've seen it. They do that. They cuddle their tails on their back.
I'm huffing and puffing along like,
Why aren't
When
you just a
did-
polar bear?
when did I become a bear?
I don't know what a polar bear is. This is Riona. I know what a red panda is because it's in my mother's journal.
So as you guys are lighting out of there, I need to know who's in the lead. Riona or Scrack?
Probably Scrag.
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah,
like right
Max.
next to Scrack.
Me and Haskar. Haskar's right
Yeah,
on
'cause-
me.
Riona, you got 30 foot speed.
35 as a red panda.
Oh well, then you and Scrag are
hmm
5 feet ahead of me.
Okay, so here's the thing. As you vanquished the drummer boy, you could still hear the buzzing sound, the droning of the beating of insectoid wings. You also heard the baying of these hounds that you just fought coming in your direction. I need for Scrack, Torsten, and Riona to roll Constitution. DC 17.
Nope.
11.
9.
9. Okay.
We're tired.
10.
10.
9,
All right.
10, and 11.
So due to the fact that Haskar is on Scrack's back, Riona, you're carrying an old man who's barely able to keep onto your back. And Rusty is on top of Torsten's shoulders, waving his arms around and not being at all helpful. Like his legs are crossed and he's strangle holding Torsten as Torsten's like
Thighs are life.
you do hear the baying.
Uh-huh.
Good job, Haskar. You do hear the bang of the hounds getting closer and the droning beats of the insectoid wings getting closer. I need you guys to let's roll a strength check for Torsten and a stealth check from the rest of you.
All right.
Remember,
plus
plus
10.
10.
Yeah.
Plus 10 for you guys. Strength check for
All right.
Like Max gonna cast
Wait,
blood.
I got to do a strength check, and they get to do plus 10 stealth checks.
they are they're quadrupeds, large ones, carrying their weight, and they're also animals, so they
Right.
are able to do the strength check.
Yeah,
or
no,
the
I'm
stealth.
just
Are a
chuckling.
lanky, tall Viking in armor
Yeah.
carrying a gnome on your back.
Here, Torsten, let me see if I can do a
19.
little. I want to see if I can do a little insult. Because I'm a white red panda, can I have advantage in the snow?
Oh, jeez.
Like Claire cast
You do
bless-
not
I wanted to try. I just wanted to
Wow.
try.
do not
All right. I get a 19 from my.
we are Caucasian individuals for the most part. but we do not espouse the whole taking advantage of white privilege when we can. That it looks awesome.
I
Uh-huh.
like third class cast bless on the whole group.
Oh, very good.
19.
So you
My
got
wife.
a D4 to your roll.
Hmm.
You roll
Okay.
Okay, so
Oh.
19 plus
19 plus
23. So what do you have, Scrack?
hold on just one second.
22. for me.
21.
I also got a 21 for my strength check.
Go
Nice.
Viking.
Eddie, you don't get any.
As you
18.
But I want some.
legs
No. Wrong, Eddie.
continue running as fast as you can. For the third roll, I'm going to need a perception check from Scrack and Riona, since you're both in the lead.
Do I get a perception check too, since I'm actually riding on Scrack's back?
Sure, why not?
23.
23.
23.
23.
Wow.
I'm being jostled all over the place. I don't recognize crap except for feathers in my face.
You're like, hold on.
Mhm.
I'm trying not to like actually dig my heels in and like break Scrack's ribs.
Nobody can break Scrack.
Mm.
So as you are running, you go super stealthy. Even Torsten, with his jangling and has a flailing gnome on his back, you do see that there is a copse of trees coming up, and within that copse of trees, there is a rundown hut, a shack, if you will.
Well, I
Is
know
it
where we're going.
obvious there's a hut there?
To you guys,
Yeah, we made our perception.
Well, no, I know, but like
Haunted?
as I'm looking around, would it be, can I perceive that it's going to be looked over if someone was running by and I just happen to notice it?
with your pass without a trace,
Mhm.
the creatures that were following you are still going into a straight line from the point that you cast it. So there is a divergence.
Okay, I'm trying to be a good ranger and make sure that we can survive hiding there, basically, is what I'm getting at.
So
I'll aim towards the hut.
you're a druid ranger now, so that makes you a dranger to everyone.
Uh-huh.
I'm just a little dangerous.
I got Torsten at least.
I
I
think
don't
Scrack
even know
would've-
who you are anymore. You're such a stranger now.
I think Scrack would have done it, but his mouth was full.
As it
I'm
should be.
trying to ignore it.
That looked awesome. All right, so yes, you do come across this. Let me see. Nope. Nope. So are you all going to the hut?
I'm aiming for the hut, trying to like lead Scrack. Like we both look at each other and we know we're going towards the hut.
And I'm following them.
So as you run into that copse of trees, you do find this hut. It is covered in moss, like hanging moss. There are ferns growing out of the wooden structure. It's been there for a good long time. It's amazing that it's still standing, but it is fairly camouflaged.
I kind of like shake Max off into Torsten.
So as you guys get up there,
Catch the old man.
Just as we get there, a large white spectral horse appears beside Torsten. All right, we can get away now. Oh, what?
As soon as Max is free of my my back, I'm going to backtrack a little bit, and I'm going to backwards walk, cover up our trail.
I believe with
Covering
Pass
the
Without a
snow.
Trace, you do not leave tracks.
Yeah, we don't leave.
Don't?
Literally passing without.
Okay, I wanted to make sure. I was making double sure that we left no
The
trails in the snow.
epitome
We're not.
of a
In
Boy
the
Scout.
name of the spell.
Yeah, I'm just making sure. So I'm looking, make sure there's nothing before going into the hut.
So make a perception check for me real quick.
I'm getting Rusty and Max
Perception.
inside the house.
Not the best. It's 11. I'm just kind of like making sure there's no tracks.
What's the D4?
Oh yeah, the D4.
That's D4, yeah.
Oh, it helps a little. 14.
14. The hellhounds
Mhm.
that were chasing you, they're still baying and running. You see them stop every once in a while, sniffing around in the air, not on the ground, so to speak, but or that you notice, but in the air. And they begin infighting because they're not sure exactly where to go. They no longer have someone there to lead them to their prey. So some of them hesitate for a moment before running off in a different direction. Some run back the way you came. You do see as this image of something insectoid and winged flies and lands, and you can see its head turning, and it looks the directions that they went. And then after a moment or two, its wings vibrate and its head almost goes a complete 180 and looks in your direction, and then looks back around, and then it launches itself back into the sky.
I go back up into the trees to the hut, and once everyone's inside, I will drop Red Panda. And before I go in, you said it was covered in moss, right?
Very much.
Is there any? It's called Old Man's Beard moss. It looks like fuzzy beard kind of looking moss.
Make
It's a fungal algae moss.
Yeah, make a nature check for me.
Oh, it's bad boy.
Is that my bad boy?
Mhm. He's such a bad boy.
Such a bad boy.
Nobody likes you.
No one likes you. You're the worst dog.
Okay, so it would be a total of 15.
15. You do see numerous types of moss and fungus, molds. There is a start, just a little bit, that you can see that is off in a corner behind a crate.
Automatically, I grab it, scoop it up, and I go over to whatever there is, take a little part off, put it in my pocket, and I use the rest of it to wrap around Max's hands. It was an old-timey gauze that
Mhm.
they used it for, so it's wrapped around his fingernails and the bloody hand to help with the bleeding for now, and just like holding his hand to stop the bleeding.
So once we get in the hut, Justin, now my stupid echo is actually going to cast healing word on every.
Okay.
So it takes 10 minutes, as everyone pointed out. I'm sorry, I failed horribly.
It's weird. The echo didn't weigh a thing on Scrack.
You mean prayer of healing.
Prayer of healing, yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone that's hurt takes 26 points of health back.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll take it.
I sit there looking at my echo going, idiot.
Oh god, I hit damage instead.
Rusty, I would like you to roll a d20 for me.
Now? 19.
19.
We're really good tonight.
Yeah, you are. So as you are trying to put your back against a wall, not be seen, it's fairly easy for a gnome, even easier for a halfling. As your vision begins to shift from the reality you are in, looking at your companions, you see them vanish as ice crystals begin to form all around you, all over the hut. And in a chair that was at one point on its side, but is now upright, you see the same dark-skinned woman, golden eyes, sitting in the chair, smiling at you. And then she kind of nods, looks over towards the door, and points at the door.
I go open the door.
Well, there is no door. You guys just ran in. But as you go towards the door, you see the same landscape. It's still daylight, what you guys are now used to as far as daylight. But you see a figure in black. The entire body is just a black smudge on the landscape with two glowing eyes. And its arm leaves its side and points up to the sky.
Do I see anything in the sky?
As you follow where it's pointing, the sepia colored clouds are not moving, but you see movement behind the clouds as a giant mouth, millions of sharp, long teeth, starts coming into view. And that's when you hear Max go,
Thank you. I think it went back in place.
It should stop the bleeding. It's old man beard moss.
Something I've never been able to grow.
I got a little left if you can show me how to druidcraft the right way, I guess.
I'm not sure I'm be the best teacher.
Well, I'm not one to take from nature. I'm trying to make it come back, but I guess I'm doing it backwards.
Well, sometimes going backwards is the best way to get somewhere. Fastest, anyway. Does anyone know where we are?
We ran east, and now we're
Danger.
hiding.
We are in danger.
I look over at Rusty. What did you see? I'm guessing you saw something. What did you see? Because all I saw was a bug outside that turned its head all the way around.
I explained about the shadowed figure and the giant mouth in the sky. I don't know what this one means. I don't think I want to. But I don't think we are safe here for long.
Haskar, can you make a history check for me?
I can. Give me a moment. I got
Would I have heard a story about this at all?
dirty 20.
Dirty 20. One moment, Rihanna.
Gotcha.
Haskar, as you are hearing this description from Rusty, it clicks in your head. You've seen this before. Once, when you popped around and found yourself floating in an abyss.
Okay. I relay that information to the group and look a little pissed off about it because I'm still, not happy about the whole situation of popping around the whole countryside for a while.
Why? Why this time do you have to be on my side?
I stopped the vampire from killing you. What else do you want?
And I killed the maggot.
We all did good, guys. We all did good. We're all equal. I'm a little miffed about the vampires. They were supposed to help us, but they obviously didn't. My bad.
Are you going to trust vampires the next time we see them?
I didn't trust them. I ran from them. I was going to talk to you guys about it, and I came back to a battle.
Rusty started it.
Okay, look. You saw scary mouth creature before, Haskar?
Yeah. Just knew I remember the context I saw it in, or was it just like one of my warped visions?
No, it was when you were literally blinking all over the place and you popped into the during one of those times that you were popping everywhere, you popped out of this sphere of reality into a different one, and it was very close up. You thought you were looking into darkness until you start floating back and saw that giant face.
Oh yeah, that was at the end of session with the tree when the world ended.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
See, I take notes.
I
Kinda.
take notes too. I have a whole PDF that I shared with you guys.
So
Okay.
what are we doing?
Eddie, you're
Channel my inner Scrack. What are we doing?
Right now, I think we're gonna sit
What?
here and try to heal up and hide from the whatever the hell those things were.
We gotta go
Demons, Haskar.
rest and then go after
Demons.
those orbs.
People are being turned into demons.
And we're healing them, looking over at Torsten. And I think right now what we need is to heal ourselves. So maybe we just sit here for a little bit, because I don't know about you guys, but I can't stand now. I'm sitting on the ground. I don't feel like standing. I've had a long morning. I think all of us have. So
Good, actually. All
why
right.
don't we just sit here? Oh, Eddie, my favorite baby. Sorry, I lost track. Distracted by cuteness. Why don't we just sit, breathe, keep watch, and regroup? I mean, if you want to stick your head out and see if the monster's coming out of the sky right now, we can do that. But I think we're okay for 30 minutes, an hour of just sitting here, breathing, right?
Just I'm gonna look around the room as she's talking.
Yeah.
It is a one-room shack. It's big enough to accommodate you all comfortably. It's not like it's too tight or small. It does have a loft area. You're not sure how to get up there. The ladder has disintegrated into mush, basically.
I know how to get up there.
There you go.
I send my echo up there and pop up there.
Okay. Downstairs, where you guys are, there is a chair that is on its side, a couple of crates, an area that looked like it was probably where someone slept, some very moldy, very used straw with what looks like a half-rotted animal skin thrown on top as a mattress. There's one window towards the back. Outside of that, not a whole lot.
Is there an actual door on the place?
There's not.
Okay, I'm gonna start stacking the crates and stuff in the door frame, just to kind of give us just a little bit of a barrier from anything coming in from outside.
Okay. There's only 2 crates and the chair as far as stackables.
2 crates and a chair. I'll have to work.
Yeah. As you go to pick up, excuse me, as you go to pick up the first crate, you can feel the wood itself gives a little bit under your hands. This is very rotted. Make a dexterity check for me.
16.
16. You managed to get the crate to detach from the floor without falling apart, and you carefully walk over and place it in the doorway. You do the same for the second crate. When you place them on top of each other, there's something inside, but you're not sure if you want to know exactly what's inside. But it just settles a little bit. Yeah, it mostly blocks the doorway.
Yeah, not necessarily looking for protection, just looking for a little extra early warning.
What's up in the loft?
If you do your little voodoo, there is some clay jars up in the loft.
Okay.
About 8 of them.
Does it feel like there's anything inside of them?
They make a sloshy sound.
Okay. I'm gonna give Rusty's attention, or actually Scrack's attention, because he could probably reach up and I could probably hand it down to him, right? Or is this bigger, taller than that?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Let's call Scrack over. Here, take these down. We'll see what's inside them. And hand them down to him. Is there anything else?
Just those 8.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of run, try to roll down the side of it so I don't break myself jumping off.
So as you carefully drop to the floor, make a...
No, I'm going to jump into Scrack, so I'm going, catch me.
Okay. I was gonna say if you're gonna jump directly down from the
Do
loft.
you catch him though, Scrack?
If he does, I just fall.
I mean,
Scrack could probably just grab you.
I thought about it. Yes.
I'm gonna Bugs Bunny him and just be like,
You gotta have a 250-pound dwarf going belly flopping directly on top of you.
Can I check
heavy
out
blow.
Max's wounds?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that a medicine check?
I'm gonna send my cleric over to help you out. So
Okay, that's probably good. I rolled a 7, but I didn't really care about his wounds. I just want to whisper in his ear. What do you tell Torsten?
He kind of looks confused for a second.
Oh, you mean before all this hullabaloo? Well, if we're in fairly safe quarters for at least a few moments,
There you go. Oh goodness! Before you start this story, I put my hand out and I cast create food and water.
is ale included in that? Because I really need some ale.
There's
I got some
food,
shrooms.
there is food and water, and we didn't have to make smoke to cook it. Okay.
You really don't want Haskar and shrooms. That would go poorly.
I would love to see that.
It's like a charcuterie board and Fiji water. Okay, it's
Fine.
a giant charcuterie board actually, because 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water.
That's a lot of food.
So just enough of
Enough for-
Scrack.
Yeah, I was gonna
We can feed
say,
Scrack.
that's me.
I get out my rations and my flask going.
Enough to sustain up to 15 humanoids or 5 steeds for 24 hours.
So 5 scracks.
Scrack.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So 5 steeds. Scrack can eat about 3 seeds. So 3 of that is for Scrack.
We can eat 3 steeds, not 3
Yeah.
steeds.
I'm just saying plenty to feed everybody.
All right. So as you do this, Max reaches out with his hand and he kind of picks some bread off of the ginormous charcuterie board.
It's like you know how they do sushi boats?
Yes.
It's just a big Viking longboat with bread and meat and cheese and everything in it.
So it's really more of a plowman's lunch.
Yes. Very much so.
Okay. So he still takes some bread.
Yeah. I'm
And,
saying it's got a cute little Viking
he winces
longboat.
a bit because when he was healed, this finger, so he has this finger with the nail ripped off, and this finger is broken and sideways. So he was healed, but it wasn't put back in place.
I didn't do any casting of healing. I just put moss on it. I don't have any spells left.
But Torsten.
Oh, that is true. Torsten
Not
did.
myself.
We'll fix it later. We'll break it and reset it.
Yeah, just pop it in place. So he takes the bread and he sits there and he gums on it for a second.
so we have a situation.
I
We-
would say so. There's demons attacking us, and now we have vampires who can walk in the daylight. Which guys? I met vampires.
Believe me, dear, I noticed.
I'm
She didn't
sitting
eat
in
me,
the
though.
corner.
She was really nice, and they wanted help, and I was going to offer them help, but I wasn't going to make a decision until I talked to you guys because we're a group and we talk. And so I wanted to talk to you about helping vampires.
Riona,
Yes.
this is something you're gonna want to hear.
Do we though?
Did you
can
want
I-
to hear my vampire story?
I'd
Trust
like
me.
to
Trust me,
grab
you want
Haskar
to
and
know
move-
this more than vampires.
I look at Rihanna going, let's put a dagger in your vampire story. I think you're gonna want to hear this.
I grab Haskar and like the two of us, I try to move him. But 2 of us stand between Rayona and the doorway.
Smart.
I am the door now.
So we've got
matter
You're
of-
the 4'6" door,
rotten.
but yeah.
Matter of fact, I go ahead and sit right next to Riona and put my arm around her, and I'll be like, "Really, you're gonna want to hear this."
I'm gonna look at the group. Okay, we're all here. We're all alive. So no one died, right? Who died?
More so than you think.
Well,
Did you get a message? Is my dad dead? Is that what this is about?
I think what they're all worried about is you either leaving in a huff when I tell you this, or they're mad that or they're upset and they think you're going to attack me. Either way,
I just
None of
healed
us
you.
are
Why would I
targeting
attack
Max.
you?
you've asked me all sorts of questions about your parentage.
Yes, and you've told me the truth so far, right?
More or less. You see, your mother, in a way, is alive.
I've known you for 4 days, Max. How long have you known her being alive?
A number of years.
Without missing a beat, my entire hand up my arm, just green flames.
Counterspell. No.
You're gonna snuff out my abilities? How
I've
dare
only got the
you?
ability to do it once, but I don't
There
know what you're gonna
hasn't-
do. So let's
Yes,
prepare.
do it on a cantrip. Do it on my cantrip, please.
I will do it.
My character class.
There hasn't been the best time for any of us to say anything about anything we know about your parents.
4 days ago, we were not fighting demons. We were getting ready to jump into a bag to help Hasgar. Why didn't you say anything then?
Well, I have my reasons. None of them will be good for you, I'm afraid. But yes, if you hate me, you hate me. I'm not exactly thrilled with any of you at this time.
Because we've done you wrong.
You've done nothing against me. And I am grateful. I welcomed you into my home, and my rule is that I treat everyone how I would want to be treated. But I lost something back there last night. That's why I went for a walk, you see. To think if I wanted to continue journeying with you.
I already forgave you once, Max. It's really hard to forgive you again.
I'm not looking for forgiveness, Riona. You cannot grant me the absolution I need for my soul. I think you're adorable. And I have come to know each of you pretty well in the last few days. But when we ran and didn't even try to help those people whom I have to say I got to know over the last few years, they helped me build my home. They've supplied me with food. They've checked in on me. They were very loving people. And I understand it was time when our lives were in peril. And I understand wanting to live another day. But I have taken a measure of sorrow. So, without trying to help you understand what I am going through, I will let you know that I have heard from your father before. He's always going on about the orbs and keeping them out of the hands of others. I told you where to look. That is the most probable place. He may leave a clue as to where his whereabouts are. Your mother, she is still alive, but I'm not certain that you would want to see her in her condition. But if you travel 3 days east of where the orbs are, you'll come to a grove. Find the largest tree there. And that's all I have for you. I'm a useless old man now. I tried casting spells. I tried fighting alongside of you. I do not feel the spark of magic within me anymore. Do with that information what you will. And I will say goodbyes. If you don't wish for me to travel with you anymore, I understand.
I like you, Max.
Where would you go next?
Thank
If we
you,
decided not to travel with you, where would you go?
Well, I don't think that I would be exactly the best feast for a demon.
Well, I think they do a little bit more than eating from what we've seen.
I think you're right.
You should stay with us.
Well, let's let Rihanna process because this is a big for her. But just still curious, where do you think you would go with that you wouldn't turn into one of them?
This is all new to me. I unfortunately, I don't know much about what we've witnessed the last few days. I know some stories about abyssal natures and demons and whatnot. You know, the things that we learn along the way. But I've never really. It's never been my forte. But Riona, if you want to find your father, search out the dragon orbs. If you want to find your mother, I told you where she resides. Scrack, it has been an honor to be around and to ride on the back of one so noble. Thorsten, stop cutting yourself. It's not a good look. It's very edgelord, I know, but trust me, a hug is worth much more when you're not being bled all over. Haskar, I say this from the bottom of my heart, and listen to one who is nearly as old as you, if not older. Don't be a dick.
Save it for special people.
Rusty, the things in your head are terrible, and I hope they stay there.
Thank you.
As opposed to getting out.
Great.
That's it. That's all I have. I don't have my bag. And with the sudden arrival of vampires, they are looking for food, I'm assuming. Their nourishment will probably be those traveling villagers. I have no cart. I am a liability at this point. I don't even have my crutch.
I stand. I walk over. And I'm looking down at him. I kneel. And I hug him.
Damn it. I go find a piece of, well, is there any piece of wood, like a decent length of wood?
Yeah, there's a lot of wood, but it's all like damaged and yeah.
No one else can see it, but I'm crying into his shoulder silently. And I just stay there, hugging him and crying.
After a while, you feel his one arm reach up, start patting you lightly on the back.
I have noticed.
He kind of pulls you away from him.
You, with the exception of Master Scrack, because he doesn't need an outside source, you've all managed to find a way. Resilience. It's an admirable trait. Torsten, I urge you to find something other than cutting yourself. I have grown fond of you, young boy. And if you ever need to speak to someone in confidence, I will keep your secrets, if you have any, and I will hold you with an open heart. Hasgar, you have that orb. Be careful. It's a source of power, apparently, but they all are. And the powerful tend to want to keep their power. Rusty? I hear that internal screaming.
Well timed.
Very, right?
Rusty, I don't know who you've been speaking with. I am an observant old fella. Any decision you've made, be careful. Do research and find out exactly what kind of bargain you've made.
Max, when times look their darkest, just remember, Leviticus can always be called upon.
Levistus. I do know that name. And yes, in your darkest times, if you cannot get away, if you've already made a pact with him, invoke his name and he should be able to help you. And Riona, I know I don't have any room to ask you for any favors. Can we find your llamas?
I sent them in the opposite direction. They're gone. I told them to keep running.
Well,
It's probably for the best. I mean, could you imagine them in the battle today? They probably would have been killed.
well, maybe Hall.
Don't.
Probably would have trounced everyone.
You're not wrong, my sweet boy.
Well,
They're probably heading back to your house. And they'll just stay there with the chickens.
except for the Silky.
And that we already stepped into a Silky. He's gone.
I'm not gonna miss that chicken.
I would miss you if you left.
It was delicious.
Even if you seem to want to lie and not tell the truth or judge us for running and saving you from death. and leaving people behind, even though we
You're
were keeping you safe.
you're
I'm stating the fact.
Mhm.
We left because we wanted to save everyone around us. If we had died there that day, we couldn't have healed the people that got away. Staying there and fighting, we would have died. Logically, leaving was the best thing. So, am I wrong? Do you think we should have stayed?
Run. I agree. Live to fight another day. My personal views are that we could have taken at least some people with us. I'm glad that some did find us eventually, but I don't really have too much hope for them. And as I look into your eyes and you look into mine, I will promise you this.
We're going to take a break.
I was waiting for that.
I was too.
we'll be back.
We'll be right
Will we?
I was like,
The king's nuts, a tasty treat to stick in your mouth. All salty and sweet and nutty, they fill your mouth and your heart to bursting with warmth and taste. Eat them, suck them, share them. Get your king's nuts in your mouth today.
Hi everybody, Rihanna here. I'm a 22-year-old human with flaming red hair who has 3 best friends, Hall, Oates, and Hasgar. Hasgar is a grumpy dwarf, and Hall and Oates are my pet llamas. I love to knit and spend my day on the farm. Hasgar came into my life about 1.5 years ago after he was injured in the war. My father sent him towards my village so that he could heal and watch over me. One day, a bunch of people and an owlbear fell out of my well, and I started learning dark secrets about my father that he never told me about. And I set out on an adventure to find him, not only to find him and bring him home, but to get the answers I really needed. The truth that wasn't told to me. Setting out on the adventure was a little hard, but it was okay because I had a group behind me. But just after my birthday, the comet that Rusty predicted hit the Earth, opening the gates of hell. So choosing to leave behind everything I love so that they would be safe, I set out with a group of, well, let's call them friends. My first real friends, besides Hasgar, Hall, and Oates. Now we set out on our adventure, not only to get answers, but to survive the gates of hell being opened onto our world, and I'm wondering if we'll ever be able to find those answers, let alone survive.
My name's Rusty. I don't usually say very much, ever since I got my throat hurt in the war. No, wait, that's not me. Hi, I'm Rusty. I went to the magical university for about 1.5 years until I was invited not to. I was really only there on behalf of my parents. They're rather influential. I had a vision of the end of the world, followed by many more visions. I can't tell which ones are true and which ones are false. For the last 20 years, I've spent prepping for the end of the world and trying to convince others that the things I see are real. It hasn't worked. Until now. I found a group of adventurers, and we traveled into the unknown. And then came the end of the world. That's right. I was right. Well, now we're up against it. Can't say I didn't warn you.
My name is Hasgar Bonesplitter, and I used to not talk too much because of an injury to my neck. Now I don't talk too much because I'm not much for conversation. Or other people. Especially Rusty. Man, do I want to kill him. I came home from the war to watch over my commander's kid. That's Rihanna. Little did I know that I'd be following her on some damn fool quest to find answers about her past. Even less that I know that that idiot Rusty would turn out to be right about the end of the world. My injuries were healed by a lunatic gnome named Davidos Busby, or some version of him. Things got weird. Even weirder when the side effects of the healing was to turn me into an unstable Echo Knight. I never know what or when I'm going to poof out, leaving behind some kind of echo behind. Anyway, Torsten is okay. He really seems to care about everyone, but I like Scrack the best. We both don't like to talk. There, all caught up. Now go away.
Let me tell you about Scrack the intelligent owlbear. He had no clue who he was before the day he became intelligent. Let me tell you, now he can think and reason and do math and things. He's amazing, and he's huge. He's like 8 feet, 7 inches, or something like that. He's big, and he's also very strong. And have you seen the claws on that guy? Super sharp. I mean, they can cut a rug easily. I mean, everywhere he goes, he seems to ruin rugs. But I digress. So Scrack is really awesome. He can think and he can feel, and we already covered that subject. But anyway, he's huge and he's strong and he's smart. And actually, I think he's probably smarter than the people that he's actually traveling around with right now. But I mean, they've seen a lot of stuff. He's been in the circus, he's been in the Thieves Guild, he's been in a wizard's tower, and he's done all this traveling with these guys. And you know what he only asks for? A silky chicken to snap into.
My name is Torsten. I'm a cleric of Tyr. I'm not really the preachy type of cleric, more the bringing the light to the darkness by setting the darkness on fire kind of cleric. I thought my greatest test of the gods was behind me when I had lost my family and parts of my face to a random group of rampaging demons. A tiny part of me still holds on to hope my family made it out. Of course, I have been shown that is definitely not my biggest test. PTSD dreams notwithstanding. In the last 5 days, I've lost my whole church to a mysterious cult where they turn you to ice and undead. I made friends with a grumpy warrior dwarf, a farm girl with a great and mysterious connections to the Fae and the wilds, an enlightened owlbear, and a couple of llamas. I made a new enemy with some weird cultist assassin, and now magic doesn't work right and my connection with Tyr is, let's say, difficult. Why is that, you may ask? Well, because of the weirdest thing of all. My friend Rusty. I mean, he didn't do anything except he totally had a vision about the end of the world by comet, and it happened. Now it's me, Rusty, and our new party of friends versus the end of the world, rampaging demons, and hellgates from all dimensions opening up around us. Hardly seems fair. Maybe we should give them a chance to surrender.
You've heard about them, you've craved them, and now you can have them! The King's Nuts are now available to buy in your own dice bag of nuts! Buy your own King's Nuts dice bag from Mid-Dice Crisis YouTube show, made by the player Eddie Black, owner of Eddie's Odds and Ends. Order your dice bag today and get a set of nutty dice with a very special surprise inside. Find the link on where to order from our Linktree site. Please do not eat the dice. They are not real nuts, and we will not be responsible if you eat the dice. I'm looking at you, Ranger.
Welcome back to Mid-Dice Crisis.
Welcome back.
You can
Oh,
see.
now that song's gonna be stuck in my head.
So we have Mr. Mongo in the south of the Americans, and he's getting kind of sleepy, and we got Scrack all bundled up, and I'm sure that there's probably an excess amount of yarn all over Eddie, and
It keeps me awake.
keeps you awake. Oh, I'm sorry, my storytelling's supposed to do that. Okay.
No, I'm just on a lot of medication.
Good night.
right
That was
now.
the end of our show. But yeah, so I'm going to take this moment to let you guys know, if you didn't notice already, there is a new introduction, and it should probably give you an idea of what to expect a little bit more out of our channel of Mid-Dice Crisis, because we are working with Sandy Peterson's Planet Apocalypse. It's a pretty good book. It really is. He is responsible for a whole lot of scary, horrible, terrible things, and it is thick. It's thick for a tabletop
Module.
A
module.
lot of demons inside it.
Lots
fine.
of demons. Not only are there a lot of demons in it, but there's actually different feats that you can take for your characters. There's also subclasses for your characters. There's also new and exciting monsters, and demonically warped versions of monsters that you've come to know and love through D&D all these years. There's a lot of awesome illustrations, and yeah, check Sandy Peterson's games out. He's responsible for like Cthulhu Wars, and as you can see in the back of Harry,
Yes.
so many.
Cthulhu Wars can take over your house if
They
you
can.
choose to let it. Yeah. It's kind of,
I don't know if there's a choice there,
yeah, it's really.
but we are not we are not sponsored by Sandy Peterson Games, although that would be cool. But we're just letting you know where our source books are coming from. They're usually Dungeons and Dragons 5e. This is Planet Apocalypse, made for 5e. So there's that. Now back to our regularly scheduled session. You guys have been talked to by Max. He's let you know what he thinks and what he knows.
Or a talking to, Billy.
All right. Can we count this as a short rest?
Sure. We'll count it as a short rest.
We're not done yet.
No,
I'm sure
but
there's
at the moment.
other things said. Or watch Riona kill Max, one of the two.
I hugged him. I didn't kill him. I still have
Just
questions.
flexes.
You still haven't let him go yet, though.
I have not let him go yet. That is true. But I have not got my answers yet either. So
DM, I am using Arcane Recovery.
Okay.
And I'm using curl up in a ball in the corner recovery.
Oh, understandable.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go sit over next to Rusty and hand him a ring and say, "Hey, can you tell me what this does? You got that thing that you can do, right?
Yeah, it goes on your finger.
Go somewhere else. Just tell me what this does."
ooh.
I will cast Identify.
As you cast Identify on this new ring that is put before you, you start looking at the this fairly plain looking ring with an eye carved into it, and what look like little notches taken out all around it. At first you think they're like eyelashes, maybe. Artistic choice of interpretation, I guess. But you find that is a ring of X-ray vision. While wearing this ring, you can use an action to speak its command word. When you do so, you can see into and through solid matter for 1 minute. This vision has a radius of 30 feet to you. Solid objects that appear within the radiance are appearing transparent and don't prevent light from passing through them. Vision can penetrate 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common material, or up to 3 feet of wood or dirt. Thicker substances block the vision, as does a thin sheet of lead. So Superman vision. Whenever you use this ring again before taking a long rest, you have to succeed on a DC 15 con saving throw or gain a level of exhaustion.
Alrighty then.
It lets you see stuff. You should try it.
I take it away from you and kind of go, yeah.
Okay, it lets you see through stuff.
Ooh.
And there are no negative effects. I walk away from him.
Out of game. Remember to fit in the term, don't be a dick.
You say that out loud though?
I say that. I did.
Oh no. Rusty says it's out loud that there's a ring. You can see through things, right?
Yeah, I tell him what
Okay.
it does.
I'll take it, Hasgar, if you don't want to wear it.
Okay. I flick the ring over to her. Can you look at one or more things, Rusty, as you do that?
What?
You look at other things while you do that?
It's a ritual spell. I mean,
Basically,
just-
we're going to use you to look at a lot of stuff right now.
yeah, it just takes time.
I dig up the chainmail and rhinestone glove that I had that I've been carrying around without having any clue what the hell they do.
That's a fancy glove. Is there something you want to tell us?
It's for enemas.
Considering it's a white rhinestone glove, that's awkward.
Yeah, I look at Rusty and kind of like it's for enemas.
Thrilling.
Oh,
Those
Okay.
scratches you never knew you had.
Without looking up from my tome, I just say, I think you mean proctology exams.
that's a different type of magic in this world. It's a lot of psychic damage involved. Anyway,
I will ritually cast identify on the chainmail and the
okay.
proctology glove.
You do know that the chainmail does help you blend in the shadows.
Okay.
Like we discussed on break.
Yep.
The glove, however, it allows you to cast once a day. I don't have my notes. Surprising. Allows you to cast one spell a day, which is, and I can't think of the spell's name now. Misty Step, once a day,
Oh, okay.
but backwards.
Hell yeah.
It's the
You have to
glove of
Misty
Misty
Step.
Step moonwalking.
Misty retreat.
Yeah.
It makes us as you walk backwards.
That's canon. Every time you do it, you have to use it like that.
I don't want that glove.
I hand it to Torsten. Here you go. You can have that.
I cast hee hee.
Hee-hee.
Is that by the same fellow that casts nuh-uh?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt Eddie or Rihanna. Go ahead.
You're good. I'm just waiting while everyone's doing that, and I would like to talk to Max about everything he knows, I guess.
Okay. As you say this, you're still hugging him.
Yeah, I'm not letting go. Just
And as you say this,
Breathing would be good. Get
I
up.
don't know. I don't know if I'm allowing you to breathe just yet.
I have one broken finger. Don't make me break another one.
I release, but I do not move from the area.
Wouldn't dream of it.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and you're going to answer truthfully. If I find out you're lying again,
I hug you.
I'm going to eat you. I will turn into Scrack and I will eat you because I want to trust you, and I'm being stupid to trust you for a second time, but I'm going to do it because you have information I need. And I know you have a good heart, even if you're an asshole on the outside right now.
Well, good heart. It's ticked on for over 100 years, so
Let's see if we can go another day.
that's what I do every way. Your questions.
What is my mother?
Your mother is an anomaly. She is an amalgamation. She is many things all at once now. The day that we ran from the tree, and soon after, she began to channel her energy more differently, we'll say. She had your talents, but it wasn't a communal type of power anymore. It came more from her. She demanded of it. She was a stern taskmistress when it came to her abilities, and at first she didn't see a downside. Eventually, she started noticing things. It began slightly, began with her being slightly harder to injure in battle. Then she noticed that she began having buds appear and bloom in her hair. Years later, the last time I saw her, she managed to hide the affliction fairly well. But I could tell that she wasn't going to be able to hold it back much longer, whatever it is. That was the last I saw of her. I know where she said she was going. I only assume she's still there.
Do you know if I'm really a cop? Did my mom and dad actually like each other to have me? I mean, my father said he loved her. They had wedding rings, but then he also said she died. And I mean, she supposedly died when I was 4. I'm 22 now. That's a really big gap.
Do you remember her? I know you said that somewhere down the line she gave you llamas.
I remember my dad telling me she gave me llamas, and I remember getting my llamas, and I remember red hair, and I remember a sweet voice and a song that she would sing, but I don't remember her. Like she's there, and I can see a blurry picture.
Well, 2 things. One, if she left you at 4, that's a very young age. 2, if she's blurry, you might want to get your glasses checked.
Can't put glasses on a memory.
Some people do, rose-colored. But as far as I know, your father, the man who raised you, not to my knowledge, ever had a romantic involvement with your mother. But I wasn't there, so.
The orbs, where you said my mom is located 3 days east of the orbs. So
Indeed.
we keep heading east, we're going to end up at the orbs, correct?
From here, I'm not certain, but I believe so. If only we had a map.
I whip out my map and toss it over to him.
And he does.
Don't kill him yet. I have a couple more questions. Then you can kill him.
Well, no, I'm reading my tome and resting. So I just threw you the map.
You can fiddle with the map in a minute. We don't need it.
I'm not a cartographer.
Well, thank you. Go to sleep. Next question. I've been kind of looking over my journal and keeping track of things. Skinwalker Busby said there are 9 soul orbs. Dead Busby said he found 3, was looking for 4. How many are there? Do you happen to know?
Oh, well, I know of the ones that are in that location that we're looking towards. I know that there's one nearby, and
He kind of gives a side eye to Haskar.
Yes, I know of Snowball.
But there's many really stories, legends. They are supposed to be something of immense power. Anything that can trap the soul of a dragon would have to be rather epic in measurement.
And so to release something would have to be just as epic?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
There is a grinding stone that could do the job, but no one's really sure where it is. It's it too is legendary.
Grinding stuff. Just write that down for later. Max, if you left, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night because I know you would die. So I want you to stay with the group until we find somewhere to leave you safely. Is that okay?
If it's okay with everyone else.
I think they're gonna agree with me because so far they've stuck by me in all my bad choices up to this point.
Torsten said he absolutely hates me and he wishes I were dead.
Fairly certain that's not what I said, but
Mostly toothless grin towards you.
I'm tired, old man.
I am a tired old man.
Tired old man. Why don't you go take a nap? And I'll ask you some more questions in a little bit. But
honestly, curious about those jars that Haskar took down from the top. Can we?
What time of day is it?
Oh no, you don't want to go touching random people's jars.
Yeah.
Oh,
What time of day is
not
it?
mine.
It's about noon.
No. Okay.
yeah, because we woke up, did a battle, ran away.
Run away!
I'll get up and I'll grab one of the jars and kind of swish it and open it.
As you open it, each jar is identical. It's a red clay jar, and it has some decorative carving on the side and a gold glaze of a ring around it. And up top, it looks almost like a bottom jaw and an upper jaw of some type of snake at the
I'm
top.
just gonna open that up. Can't be bad.
So as you just try to pull it up, it doesn't just pull up. There is a seal on it. There's wax.
Twist, 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 twist. I don't know, just trying to get the wax off.
This will go.
So as you fiddle around with it, you do have a knife or a dagger, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I have just a regular dagger that Haskar gave me. So just like,
Yeah, that does it. Just trying to pull it off, it's not just gonna pop off. So as you break the seal with the dagger, you boom, and this aroma hits you. It's a very briny smell. Like you almost taste salt immediately in your mouth when you smell this, but it's also very earthy.
stick my finger in the jar. Pull it out.
It is a slightly viscous liquid.
Mhm.
And as you kind of look at it, look in the jar, something begins to float to the top. and you
Produce
see,
flame. I'm ready. Like,
and the entire shack explodes. As it rises to the top, you recognize it. As you look over to a corner, and you see the same type of mushroom that grows in the corner.
just gonna stopper it back up as best as possible. Start putting him in my haversack away from Rusty.
Do I smell pickled shrooms?
Nope, you smell nothing, Rusty. Go back to doing what you're doing. You're looking at order,
So how much room can your handy haversack carry? How much weight?
I think it said like 800 pounds.
It's like 700 pounds, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Just wanted to make sure that there was enough room in there for all 8 jars and the body of Davidos Busby.
Oh yeah. I think I'm okay. Let's see. Yep, inventory.
I'm good.
Well, Busby can't weigh
Snaps
more
the
than
back
what,
of the
20
haversack.
pounds?
You can fit 5 or 10 scracks in this baby.
Yeah, each pouch can hold about 20 to 30 pounds of material. I have lots of pouches. The main one can hold up to 120 pounds by itself. No, 320 pounds by itself. Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah. And so, like the pouches on the side can only do 20 pounds at a time, but the middle one is
It's a dried out husk of a gnome, but he's still going to be a little weighty.
Yeah, just kind of move them aside, put the jars in. So I'll put the 8 jars of pickled mushrooms in my haversack.
All right.
We will explore those when we're not running from demons.
Aw.
Hey, it might be in like 20 minutes when we're safe. You just give it a second.
Safe?
It's safer. I will, with the one that was kind of open, I'm gonna go sit by Max and just like pull the stopper out and let him see what's inside of it. Rusty's nose.
Oh, really opens up the sinuses.
Maybe for another night.
Oh, you want to consume that? I would use it for fuel.
Either or. You take a rest. I'm gonna step outside and do watch.
You want to watch?
I'm gonna keep an eye out in case something's coming our way. Plus, I
It's only
I-
noon. I mean, shouldn't we move on?
well, we still have to do our long rest, and then I still want to go out and take a nice like 20-minute watch and make sure that we're clear that nothing's coming this way. There's no foot travel, and I also want to find a really nice stick for Max.
Okay.
A little clump of trees around the house, something.
Yeah.
That would, even if I find something that I could just jab into his leg as a pirate stump.
I don't.
It gets to that.
I do not acquiesce to that. All right.
I don't know that we're terribly safe staying here.
We're
But I-
just resting. I'm gonna go outside for a bit. You guys just let Rusty finish up his ritual casting. You finish your long rest or your short rest. Gives me
He's
time
still
to go
young. We should get
outside.
moving.
Yeah, we will. I just want to find a stick and then we can go.
When I'm done casting,
Mhm.
all the rituals, I want to turn to Haskar and say, how much fiber do you eat?
I don't want to know why you're asking.
Well, I figured if you weren't full of shit, you might not be such an asshole.
You realize I might not be such an asshole if you weren't such a dick.
It's not worth a try. Figured it had to be some kind of reason that you are.
Well, I have my reasons, yeah.
I love raisins.
Go back to sleep, old man. Why do you ask?
I don't know. Just you seem more irritable lately than usual, and you're usually very irritable.
You've known me for days. You don't know my irritability. I have my reasons for being irritable.
I popped my head out of the well, and you tried to kill me.
Well, to be honest, you were coming out of a well. I mean, how often do you come out? Well, I don't know with you. That might be often. But how often do you see something come out of a well that bodes good?
How often do you see something come out of a well that bodes bad?
Example, the 15 other things that followed you out of the well, or however many things we killed.
And the things that came up, like Torsten and Scrack.
To be honest, I actually almost killed Torsten too.
I heard
Scrack.
that.
Scrack was just kind of like, damn. No,
So you see a
there's-
gnome and you're like, oh, I gotta kill it. But you see an owl bear and you're like,
Okay. Yeah, but you're no more in that stupid hat. I mean, really? Why the hat? Just curious.
It's called fashion.
Sure. Let's call it that, shall we?
It's not my fault the dwarves don't have a sense of style. I mean, mohawk and beard.
We do. It's just much more rough and tumble style than anything else.
Uh-huh.
Hit you, kill you, maim you style. Yeah, it's a style. It's a choice. But if you want the honest answer, no, I'm more worried about my clan and family, though I have no real reason to be worried about them because they're all bastards anyways.
Yeah, my family's, well, they're highly magical. They're probably fine.
Well, did your family disown you?
In so many words, no. But for all intents and purposes, yes.
Okay, so in my family, in so many words, did disown me, and in all intents and purposes, did tell me to get out.
Were you being an asshole to them?
No, actually, I'm not always an asshole. It's more of a
Objection,
Hobby.
hearsay.
It's more of a hobby.
I punch him in the throat and say, "You asked a question, I'm answering it. Shut up."
Stop lying.
I'm not lying. I'm telling you the truth. If you want to know the honest truth, I'm not always an asshole. I just don't trust people very well.
Well, Brianna likes you, so it might be a little bit true.
Well, there's a reason I'm with her too. So, do you really want to know all this? Really? Do you really give a damn?
I must admit, I'm curious.
At this point, I'm stuck with you guys. If any of us separate, we're gonna last like 5 minutes out there.
We're in a
Also-
small room and I don't have a leg.
Right? This man literally doesn't have a leg to stand on. Well, he has one.
do
He has
have
one.
I have one.
All right.
It's
So
not a matter of liking you or wanting to know, but like we're gonna be stuck together for a while. So whatever grievances you have, you may as well air them now.
I could always
we
chain
might-
you up and just leave you on the trail as we go along. I mean, you don't have to be stuck with us.
You can certainly try.
I think it would be better than trying. But if
Nobody's
you,
leaving Rusty anywhere.
oh my God, I'm not going to leave him anywhere. Shut up. Go back to your book. No, all right, fine. So growing up, the dwarves were a fairly decent time of peace. You know, there was no major wars going on. The clans had pretty much settled all the differences and realized, oh, we can milk the humans and the other, races for money with our crafts and wares. So I became a stonemason, and from that point, I learned my trade and everything was great with family. But my father, his father, his father's father had all fought in wars. And they had been either clan wars or wars against other races, and they were all heroes. And me and my brother were both looked down on a little bit because we had never actually proven ourselves in battle. So the war among the humans was going, and me being fairly young and stupid decided, fine, I'm going to prove myself and join humans and fight for the side of right, or what I perceived was side of right. And I struck out one day, left a note, and went and fought in one battle and got injured. And when I came back home, because I'd been injured, because I talked differently, because I fought with humans, my family disowned me, which meant my clan disowned me. And they basically, for lack of a better term, shoved me out to the snow, wounded, and kind of left me to die. I promised Riona's father, or I should say, I promised who I thought I promised Riona's father. I don't, how that's standing right now, we don't really know, but I gave the message to Riona that her father died. And the way I remembered it was that he was one of my commanders. We became close because my mountain home was close to Jacob's Nest, and I took the note to Riona, and she's the only person here that's treated me with any modicum of respect since I got wounded. So because I still didn't really trust a whole lot, I made a mason shop out in town and visited her at least once or twice a week, help, as more of a protection. And because she was still young, and once she gained my trust and I gained hers, it was more of a almost kid sister, or daughter type situation. Like I felt it was my purpose to look out for her, and she was still the only person that actually treated me decently. So that's the reason I'm still with her. And now with literally demons popping up everywhere, even though my family doesn't deserve it, I still worry about what's happening to them. So if you want to know why I'm such a dick, that's it in a nutshell.
I understand. You come from a long line of dicks.
Oh, you have no idea.
Number one, family is not necessarily blood related.
To counter your number one, which I'm guessing there's going to be more because you're you, I'm realizing that more and more. But
That's
I was
not a
brought.
counter, that's an acquiescence.
I was brought up to realize that, to think that family and blood were all you had. Your clan was your bond.
That does lead me to number two.
And he turns to Rusty.
I have noticed that dwarves, they are very brood-like. They cluster large groups of them, and they have a familiar type of setting. And then if an injured or a weaker species comes along, they adopt them as like an injured chickling, and like a little baby hatched chicken, which would be Riona in this case. And there's an imprinting, a reverse imprinting, if you will. So it's almost like they need that weaker specimen in order to make themselves feel.
And he stops and looks over at Haskar.
Just kidding.
I was going to say, I
understand.
I was about ready to hit you with my hammer, but I was just going to let you keep going. But no, it's not that I don't particularly like you. But that's not just because you're a gnome, it's just because you're kind of annoying. But Torsten I like. He seems a decent, a little weird with the cutting thing, but decent person. Scrack is, well, he's Scrack. And, but
I
at this
could
point-
because it's the only way I can heal you guys.
but Riona would literally follow to the gates of hell. Because
I'm gonna-
she's
It's like
Can we get that in writing?
I'm gonna pause. What you just said, Mongo, is the most emo thing I've ever heard in my life. It was like one word away from I cut myself because it's the only way I can feel.
No, it's the only way I can heal.
Yeah, you were
You
one
guys.
letter off. Anyways, as you were, Hasgar, I'm sorry.
no, that's all right. But the reason I've known you 4 days, and it's not really a bunch of time to get to know people, but you learn a lot about people when you fight next to them. So, with the exception of, well, the hat, just I'm finding out more and more that there's more people besides just Riona out there. So yeah, I'm still gonna be kind of broody. I'm still gonna be kind of a dick, but I trust you a little bit more than I did yesterday. Let's put it that way.
But seriously though, more fiber and more water. It'll help.
follow-up question. Does my hat upset you?
No, it's the is it fedora? Fatdora? I don't. What the fuck is that thing called?
A chapeau.
It's kind of like a Sharpei, you know, little tiny barky dogs that you just want to kick.
Did I find my stick yet? I've been outside looking for a stick.
I just look at Max and shrug.
I think your hat is quite dapper. Asgar, I've seen some of your whatever they're called. They wear hats.
Those
I
are
think
more
they're just-
helms.
I think they're just an excuse to not like Rusty as much as you probably want to admit.
Have you met Rusty?
I
Have you
have
talked? Have you talked to him?
many, many times.
You don't find a whole like, ooh, I'm seeing something slightly annoying.
I find it very invaluable.
We're gonna. Yeah.
I find that he has a really great track record.
Maybe it's a like incessant need for you to just take off your clothes. That might be it.
It's called bathing. You should try it sometime.
Oh, I should try. I'm old, but I'm sure I reek. Speaking of reeking, smells in here.
Sorry, that's
I think that's Scrack.
Oh, we could give him a good scrub down. Now, someone break my finger, please.
Oh, let me, please. I walk over and just.
Oy!
Not that one!
He only has 3.
Now you have 2 more that have to be broken the other way.
So Riona, if you went outside,
Alone to look for a stick.
yeah, we'll say that since the door is blocked up, you kind of went through the back window.
Mm.
I would say that you've probably found a stick, but go ahead and roll a perception for me. See if you see anything coming your way.
Problem, I can do that. I also just sent you a message.
Yep, I see it.
You said investigation or perception?
Perception.
Okay. Could have been worse. 16.
16 is good. You do not see anything flying towards you. You do not hear the baying of the hounds, but you do notice something. The light in the sky that serves as daylight has not changed. It's still midday, but there is a darkness that is spreading like a shadow across the land itself.
I think of creepy mouth monster that Rusty was talking about. I continue looking for said stick as quickly as possible. And then I also would like to look for a stick I could possibly maybe makeshift into a bow if I worked on it.
All right. Make a nature check for me.
13.
13. That's not bad. This area, yeah, you find sticks. The more supple ones are higher up.
I would climb for them.
Okay. All right. Thing about making a bow.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have no clue how to do it. She's just like, I'm
Yeah.
looking for a stick that I know is bendy, because then I can maybe get Hasgar to show me how to do it.
All right. So, we'll say that you managed to get a stick for that, as well as you find a felled branch that has a little bit of a curve at the top where it's split away from the tree itself. With a little, whittling, it could serve as a good crutch.
I'm going to use produce flame and burn off any extra moss or fungus or anything on the stick so that it doesn't rot away.
Okay.
Just, doing a nice little cleaning of Max's new staff.
Okay.
And then just, don't want to bring anything with it. And then I go inside, I start crawling back in the window saying, hey guys, the sky is darkening.
No, it wasn't the sky, it was the ground.
The ground is darkening, my bad.
Oh, that's always good.
Ground is dark.
Oh yeah, light's still bright out there, but the ground's getting dark, like it's spreading across the ground. Maybe we should leave. I got a stick for Max though, but I don't think it's gonna work. And I got a stick for Hasgar. I need a bow.
Scar looks very concerned.
You're the only one I know that makes things. So maybe if I don't know, maybe you could help me make one.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think you could turn my staff into a bow.
I don't know if you'd like the staff after you got done, but I could try. I mean,
No. And plus, it's not a super bendy staff. It's more of a wacky staff.
all right. I look at this stick that she gave me using my carpenter knowledge. Do I have any idea that this might make a decent bow?
It's got a good length and it's thicker than it should be, but with some effort, yeah, it could make a reasonable beginner bow.
Okay. I was like, all right, you carry this in that sack thing, and I'll work on it like when we take a next or when we rest for tonight.
I go to Max. Do you think you can use this for now, and then we can fix it, make it better for you?
Oh, absolutely.
I get out my tools and I was like, let me make some adjustments and basically make a crook so it can fit under his arm a little bit better.
Yeah, where it's split away from the tree is already a nice little area.
I smooth it out and get it so it can actually function more for like a crutch form and make
Thank
sure
you.
it's the right.
Splinters in the armpit are not fun, especially when you only have the one hand.
I grab one of those leather straps that I made and like secure it to the crutch itself, like where it would go under his arm.
Okay. Excellent.
I am mobile. I am rested. I don't know about the rest of you.
Hey, can we take like 10 more minutes?
Take your 10 minutes. I start going through my journal. I need to find something that can carry 2 people.
Again, ritual casting, find steed.
Okay. Hey, Rusty.
So-
Make a bowl.
What are you gonna make your steed into?
A large white horse. What else?
Boring.
It's a beautiful white horse from Frozen that comes out of the water.
I
Sure.
I look at Riona and go, just make a bowl.
Something very
Oh.
bright, flashing against the background of this darkened landscape to ride on while demons hunt you.
Bulls have all kinds of advantages. Just a game.
I don't want to be a bull. I have to carry people and run. That's short distance. You're thinking like a dwarf. You can go short distance.
Movement speed is 45, 22 hit points, AC
Is
of
The
16.
CR of 2 or less.
It's a
Like an-
CR of was a 1/4. But it also has the event for goring, and it also can knock things over.
But it
And
probably
you've
doesn't.
seen
Probably
it
doesn't
before.
have great stealth, which now, by the way, if it's been over an hour, I don't have Pass Without a Trace anymore, guys. And I have no more spells that can help. I have 2 level 3s left, and I could either talk to plants or conjure animals.
CR2 of less or less.
So I'm going through my journal right now, aka going through my phone, trying to find a perfect animal that can not only carry somebody, but might be useful if we run into more demons.
All
Giant
right.
elk.
There you go.
Giant elk.
Giant elk. Yeah, they're awesome. They're
Chunky
awesome.
moose.
There you go. Actually, giant elks
Olaf.
hit harder.
I'm not gonna be Olaf.
What?
So
Not Sven?
Sven.
DM,
Sven.
I'm going to accidentally cast scrying because I'm thinking about the damn llamas.
Uh-huh.
And so wisdom save of 11 on the llamas if you want to get.
Sure, why
They
not?
have a minus
Which
2
one?
to wisdom, by the way.
Whichever
Hall.
one, probably Hall because he's more reasonable of the two to me, whereas Oates is like I think a dipshit, but
No, other way around. Oates is the smart one. Hall is the lovable one. That
Yeah,
tries-
Hall's the
that-
special kid.
yeah.
Hall's the one that I like.
The opposite
Oates
of
is,
smart is
Oates is the
Oh,
one I want ready to kick
Oh,
his
yeah.
skull in because
Okay.
Oates is the one that keeps spitting at me.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're scrying on Hall?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that advantage off. 12.
Oh well. I mean, he can actually dispel it, or if he wants to see me, he'll know I'm there.
Okay. Yeah.
So, do I see him?
Sure.
Okay. So you see Haskar's eyes kind of glow white for a second here, and he snaps back in going, "Oh shit!" Mental
What's the matter?
note
Are
of
you having visions now?
the llamas. Were they together? Were they still alive when together when I saw them?
When you just saw,
Yeah.
you could see Hall just chewing on some grass out in a large plain. No trees, no bushes, no hills, no mountains, all flat as far as you could see, just chewing on the grass. And he pops up.
someone's fire alarm going off.
Asgard.
Ah,
So while we have this technical difficulty, let me remind you that we are playing from not only 5th edition D&D, but also 5th edition Planet Apocalypse by Sandy Peterson at Peterson Games. He is responsible for, let's see, Doom, Cthulhu Wars. There's another one that Rusty likes to say.
Like Age of Empires?
Age of Empires. I
Empires,
knew it was
yeah.
Empire or something.
So yeah, I just tell him that I saw Hall eating, and he looked up at me and like it was really weird. I can't tell if I was thinking of him or just I don't know what to do. I'm kind of scared.
Well, at least it wasn't the end of the world.
Yeah, don't put that thought in my head because I was just thinking of the llamas and because she was all worried about him and yeah, don't put that thought in my head.
So how much of a rest have we gotten?
You got at the very least a good short rest.
It does nothing for me.
Yeah, somebody's a warlock and is like, give me just a short rest. I just need a short rest. Nappy time.
I get action strips back at least.
So while you guys are all
I
trying
got
to
my
figure-
wild shape back, so
while you guys are trying to figure out what's going on in your individual cases, where to go, what to do, and who to speak to, somewhere out in the world, Hall is renewed with purpose. I'm going to write the adventures of Hall and Oates as they try
Right.
to journey through the world looking for Riona.
Somebody's going to cast Awaken on them. Then we'll all.
oh, I would love that so much. I would love it if only Hall was awakened so that he would have to transcribe for Oates.
God. Oates' ears would be back all the time and he'd look like, I'm going to murder you.
Mhm, exactly.
Uh,
I need that more than life right now.
Once we
Well-
level up to level 9, you can get that.
Well, if we're, it's probably not safe to stay here. So gather your things, friends. Let's continue
That-
on east.
That was my guess, seeing how we saw I told you the darkness on the ground is growing.
Yes.
You hear a whinny from outside. Let's ride, bitches!
I'll go outside and I'm going to turn into a giant elk that's pure white.
Are you going through the window?
I will
All
crawl
about
out the window
style.
again, like
All about
not
the
graceful.
style.
Because Scrack won't fit through the window.
Yeah, we'll crush the crates and get out for the front door.
Or maybe not crush them, but move them out of the way. Yeah.
I crush them. I want to see what's in them.
No.
So as you press on them, the wood bends inwards. And let me just find out, what is your strength? Don't roll for it, just tell me your strength.
20.
20 is your strength.
Yeah.
So as you're like, okay, I got this, I'll move them out of the way. You go to push them, and the wood just bends under your hands until it finally just goes, and out comes this viscous, blobby, almost a Bush's baked beans, not sponsored, type of stuff comes flowing out over you.
I'm glad I'm like halfway out the window trying to get out. I'm like, oh, what is that?
I start going.
You want to make an investigation as to what it used to be?
Sure.
Roll for investigation.
Grab,
Natural
don't roll
20.
in it.
As you're trying to wipe it off of your arms and down your front, you feel a little like rough sticker burr type of thing against your hand. You look down, there's just a little claw. It was boxes full of dead rats.
Ew.
Thanks, buddy. I use my long legs to step over that.
Look up in the sky and at our, illustrious DM and go, you have so many issues, man. And just keep going.
I will kneel as a giant white elk with fiery green eyes to anyone who wants to ride.
I put Max on the back of Riona, and
I could do
Oh.
one more, either a small creature or that's it.
I extend my hand to Torsten.
So you can ride the horse with him.
I thanks, buddy. But I put my hand on the horse and hop myself up there.
So Hasgar, you gonna ride a Scrack again?
I'm gonna ride you.
So you're
But
gonna
I got-
That sounds so bad.
But I've got now I'm like
Mhm.
holding on to
your arms are a
to
little high.
Rusty.
It's be like,
Yeah. Well, I'm hunched over,
Yep.
holding on to Rusty around his midsection.
I'm pretty sure Hasgar's like this on Max on the back.
Hey, you're the one that wanted to be the little spoon.
Max is holding on to me because I would crush him. Oops. Oh.
So Scrack,
Oopsie.
you're all by yourself. You get to run freely.
I put my hood up, basically cover both me and Rusty.
Just and cover him up inside your warmth of your cloak.
Hot.
Hot. What out? Are there yet?
When we start heading east and we don't stop till the sun or dark sky darkens, I guess, because there's no sunset.
Okay. So with what provisions you still have from the decimated town behind you, you begin to travel eastward. After a while, you get your bearings and you realize that the shadow is not caused by a lack of sunlight or clouds. It is just a shadow that is slowly enveloping the ground. Nothing seems to die within it, but there's definitely more of a chill than just the winter provides. And as you race along, trying desperately to stay ahead of the shadow, that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
No.
I hope you all enjoyed this little bit of a journey. And I hope you like, share, and subscribe and comment. We like comments.
We have a
It
link
helps.
tree down below.
Link down.
Yeah, we like comments.
Link down below.
I thought I heard level 8, but no, what? No,
What?
no, maybe that wasn't it. No, that's right.
Hey, my deer behind me is giving me some. Didn't realize I was in that position.
Oh, I thought you actually did that on purpose.
All right. Well, we love you guys. We'll see you
Love you
next
guys.
week.